Good morning, wherever you're watching around the world, and welcome to the European Cricket Network. It's Vinny Sandu here, Mr. Maximo, and we are doing something very special today. It's our first women's broadcast of 2021. It's the Italian Women's Championship final. Now, this match was designed to be played back in November 2020, but unfortunately, of course, due to the conditions and the global situation, it had to be postponed. But it's great to bring it to you today. It's going to be a T20 match. I'm here with the two captains from Roma CC and Padua CC, and we're about to do the coin toss. So, Padua captain Kushanara Chaturi, you'll be calling.
Head.
There's the coin toss. It is a head. And what would you like to do?
Yes, I like go back first.
Okay, there you go. Well, Kushanara Chaturi, the Padua CC captain, she's elected to bat, and I think that she would like to do that because it could be a little bit difficult to field because there's a little bit of dew at the moment on the ground, and I think batting first is a smart option. Well, Roma CC captain Kumadu Pedrick, she was telling me she would have liked to have batted first because they'd like to bat without pressure, but I think they've got a very strong team and they'll fancy their chances of chasing down whatever Padua do score in their first innings. Now, let's talk a little bit about the conditions. It's a beautiful day in Rome, but it's a little bit windy at the moment. The wind is picking up, but the rain is staying away, and that's what we like to hear. Now, it's currently 14 degrees, expected maximum of 15. And this pitch, well, I love it. It's really, really hard, and it's true. And I think that we're going to see, as the ECS picks up during the week, we're going to see a lot of bounce and the faster men getting something out of it. But this time it's going to be a very interesting game, of course, a T20 contest. We don't often see 20 over cricket on ECN. So Padua, it's going to be a big effort from them. They've travelled 6 hours by bus to be here for their shot at the title today, and it's going to be great to share it with you here on ECN. Let's go over to Rico Fu, who's in the commentary box.
Buongiorno! And, well, I suppose I should say benvenuto to Italy and Rome. I'm certainly looking forward to this very exciting women's national final. And, well, it was great to speak to the president of this club. That was Lorenza Haas. She's done a beautiful job. Remember, we were here last year for the European Cricket Series. It's the first time that this beautiful ground, lovely setting here in Rome, was used. It was a great exhibition of cricket, and we're looking forward to some more of that starting today with this National Women's Final. Speaking to both the captains earlier, so Kumadu Pedrick of Roma and also of Kushanara Chaturi, and both of them saying the same thing. As we see the umpires for today, Suleiman Sahid and Shanaka Fernando making their way out. I'm so used to saying the men in black, well, I'm going to have to start saying the men in red. The men in red jackets looking dashing out there, gentlemen. Yeah, it was great to speak to both the captains, and one of the things they were saying was the excitement of being here on this televised live final of women's cricket. They told me, as well as Pravath, who is the national coordinator of women's cricket in Italia, was saying that though the cricket scene, certainly in terms of women's cricket, went quiet for a couple of years, last year they bounced back strong. And even with COVID-19 and the restrictions, managed to get 2 leagues set up. And Roma and Padova, I'm told it's pronounced Padova, but I could still be wrong. You know what my pronunciation is like, guys. But anyway, they were the winners of both the groups. And they are here to play the national final. It was cancelled because of COVID-19. It was scheduled for spring. But they will get their chance, and it's great. And one of the things that Pravath was saying to me, he wants this to be really for all the women who are watching. He wants to put a statement out there to say, look, you know, we're up, we're back, we're running. So any women's cricketers out there that want to start up again, make contact, get in touch with your nearest club. And this is really an exhibition for Italian women's cricket. So well done to Pravath, the coordinator, and also well done to Lorenza Haas, who, the club president, is setting up and organising this event. Both these teams have a relatively strong Sri Lankan background. But one of the things they've said is that they haven't played each other. Though some of the players will know each other from when they played and been part of the national team, it's actually the first time they will be playing against each other. And both captains were saying that they would like to have a bat first. But the coin toss went in the favour of Padova, and they will be having a bat. So we're just waiting now for the teams to venture out. And what a moment it is for them. It's been having a chat with a few of the players as well. Very excited. Ready to go out there and make their mark for women's cricket in Italia. So out come the Roma team. And the conditions here, well, I think it will favour, certainly early on perhaps, though that lovely sunshine that we had when the coin toss was in progress has disappeared for a little while, and some cloud has come over. So maybe the ball will possibly move around a little bit, but I remember the pitch from last year. It was very true. It's got very good bounce, and for me it's a very good wicket to bat on. But there will be some early movement, and Roma, I should say, will be looking to get that movement early on. And the batsmen, or batswomen, I should get used to saying here, will be hoping to make full use of this pitch and its conditions. And as the two batters make their way out, we welcome back Mr. Maximo into the hot seat. And before you say a word, I think I know who you're supporting from the dashing pink shirt you're wearing, because it's very similar to the pink of the batting team.
Well, it wasn't intentional. I thought it was appropriate. But what I can tell you is that this Padova team, they have travelled 6 hours this morning to be here. And I think about when I used to play, if we had to go anywhere more than 45 minutes away, I used to have a big issue about it and complain. 6 hours, so I can't even imagine what time they would have gotten up. Been 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
You know, that's an amazing journey.
Yeah.
Amazing journey. So credit to them for that. And
yeah, go on.
No, I was just going to say, you're talking about travelling distances. Well, I've heard that our camera crew had a bit of a journey themselves.
Yeah, tell me more about that.
I think, obviously, we left the beautiful city of Barcelona several hours ago, and so did they, but where we had the luxury of getting a flight because of their equipment and everything they need to bring with them. 17 hours. That's a long old journey, eh? 17 hours. Richard, you're the man.
Yeah, good on you, Richards. We love you, and we love everyone that's helping us bring this cricket to you today on the European Cricket Network. And it's great that you can watch it on our YouTube channel, ECN European Cricket Network, no matter where you are watching around the world. And we've got the two openers out there for Padova. We've got Rashini Sadunika and Talini Rapika, the two opening batters for the Padova team. They're the away team. They won the toss, elected to bat first. I think it was a good decision. And, of course, yep, as always, I said the rain looks like it's staying away. As soon as I walked off the ground, there was a bit of rain, but it's just going to complicate things a little bit further for the fielding team. I think it'll make it difficult to hold the catches, and well, perhaps it might just skid on nicely to the batters this morning. I guess we're only one way to find out. We know that, like you said, Rico, it's probably a pretty bouncy pitch here in Rome. And hello to everyone who's watching on YouTube. Why don't you join the chat? Because it is wonderful to get your interaction, and also gives us a chance to look ahead what's coming up on ECN shortly. Almost ready for the first ball of the final. The first one, well, outside off stump. Yeah, about to get through for one. And on the umpire signal, it'll be a bite to start things off. So let us know where you're watching from, wherever you're watching around the world. It's always fantastic to have your company. I'm sure we'll get some good chats and in action as we go through the day's play here. 20 over game. See, it's the captain, of course, Pedrick from the Roma women, who is opening the bowling. And I think she's a key player. I'll probably see her opening the batting as well. So that one a bit too quick for everyone. And first run on the board.
Yeah, nice start. I think nice rhythm. Good bit of pace there as well. And the first one just being a little bit too quick. I'm just wondering if it was also the positioning from the wicket keeper there that outfoxed her slightly. But anyway, the captain, Federica, just moving the field around slightly before comes into bowl this second ball.
That's right-hander on strike this time. This one, I think, is going down the leg side. Again, as well bowled. Good length on this wicket. I think with this little bit of moisture, might just get on a little bit early, like I said.
Yeah, you see the rag being used there early on, so a slight indication that a little bit of wet stuff on the grass. In comes captain once more.
This time it was another well-pitched delivery, a little bit on legs, but batsman not able to catch up with it. Rupika. And who do you like in this game, Rico? I know that you've been following things. I know we've got Luke, of course, looking into some, and we've got Steve McVeigh in the chat as well, looking at some of the scores from earlier rounds. We've had to chase down 145 in one game. Only posted 86 when chasing 102 in another. But I suppose the thing is these two teams don't really play each other, so you don't really know what to make of those statistics. It's another one that's going to get through everyone. There's a pretty slippery ball at this stage. I think that'll be another bye.
Yeah, it was a lovely delivery, this one, from Pedruca. Got a line right, and you see the batter there trying to get on top of this and play it down towards the leg side boundary, and just going over that leg stump.
Look at the emotion there from Pedrick. He's sniffing that early wicket. Yeah, well, tell you what, that one was just a coat of varnish in that.
Yeah, once more, just some more adjustments there behind setting. I mean, it's a good call because of the bounce. I think on this pitch, it's good to have that fine leg, very fine, almost like a backstopper there on the boundary. Don't want to give any unnecessary boundaries away.
Oh, look at this. That really took off, didn't it? Off the surface as well. And that's what we're talking about in this pitch. And especially that new ball. That one looked like it was drivable, but then next minute, it was taking off.
Yeah, ball there on a good length. And you saw where the wicketkeeper there, Diana, had to take that. That really did take off quickly. So something to think about there for the batting side.
Oh, another good one. I'm not sure there was an edge there. Well, definitely the reaction from the bowler, Pedrick. Wondered whether she thought there was a little tickle on this. Let's have a look at this on the replay. But again, it's good length. It's a difficult ball to negotiate because it's there. I think there was a little edge there. I think it's been put down. And so, wow, Samara Singh, the keeper, not able to negotiate it. It was a difficult take. It was getting up, it was climbing on her. And in the end, well, just 2 byes off the over. After the first over, it's 2 for no loss.
Yeah, unfortunate, the captain there. Pedrica found the edge. A little bit of late movement away. Good bit of swing. And the wicketkeeper once more is the bounce. I think you just have to get used to the bounce of this pitch. That one taking off. And she's unable to hold on to it. Almost did par it to the slip. But that's the end of the over.
Another thing which is can be a bit unusual for ECN is we're going to have bowling from both ends. That will be behind the action now as we see the second over commencing. And to me it looks like Tijani Aralia to bowl in the second over. I think we'll see her opening the batting as well a bit later on today. Yeah, don't forget, drop a comment or a question in the YouTube chat. We'd certainly love to answer any questions or address any comments you've got. Perhaps you're wondering what's coming up on ECN. Just let us know how your weekend's going. But it is going to be Aralia to bowl second over. Of course, 6 over power play in a T20. Left arm. This one's pulled away. It's not going to go far enough to get a single. It's Rapika on strike. And yeah, they've already seen to bounce in this pitch, and I suppose just with the new ball, and I suppose some of these players generally a little bit shorter than their male counterparts, extra bounce can be difficult to negotiate. Here's Aralia again. This one, just a mistime pull shot, and again, no run.
It's well bowled. I think the line seems to be more wicket to wicket from Tishani Aralia. You see that she's pitching the ball up pretty well, not giving the batswoman any width at all. It's right in the right area. It's a good line and length at the moment.
This one down leg side. It's going to be called a wide, and the first wide of this contest, and I think it'll be a key for both these teams, especially because obviously difficult to get a lot of cricket in at the moment. To keep the extras down in this 20 overs could have a big bearing on the final result.
Yeah, the batters here just have to have a look at the field. It's fairly open. There are opportunities to get the ball away. Set singles. That's good contact. That's well played.
And we'll see the first one off the bat. Yeah, in the second over. And well done to Rapika, getting off the mark with a nice pull shot. And a lot of people thinking Roma are likely to be the favourites for this. I'd probably agree with that. I just think the manner of their performances up to this date, the Panama developing team, a lot of young players, really a couple of young players on both teams, but Panama still finding their way. But this will be a good challenge, and they've won the toss and they've got the right to bat first here in the final of the Italian Women's Championship. This next one, it's going to be a little too wide, and that'll be called by the umpire. But Rico, yeah, we've spent a little bit of time in Rome over the last few, I wouldn't say days, hours I suppose, not quite 24 hours, but yeah, it's obviously challenging time in Italy and heading for another set of restrictions starting tomorrow. And well, it's just nice that we can get this game in, and obviously plenty of protocols around this as all of the matches that we bring to you around Europe at the moment. This is a good ball and good line outside the off stump. But I was able to go and get a look at a few of the sites, the Colosseum and the Vatican. Knocked on the door, Pope wasn't home. Someone told me he was in Iraq.
Yeah, now this is your first time in Italy, isn't it? So
it is my
it's a
first
good
time.
job that you made and took the opportunity to go and have a look round. You see the ball coming in here now. Once again, concentrating on that off, and the batter's got to be careful there, Rashini Kundika, because the wicketkeeper is standing right up here, and just look at that. It gives you an indication that she's pretty far out. So, and I think the wicketkeeper's seen that here now.
Yeah, keeping an eye on it.
Singer, so pretty soon I think she's going to have a shot at those stumps.
Here's the next ball. That's another one. Well, that camera angle doesn't really give it justice. It's probably around 3 meters behind the batter, and that's why it's going to be a difficult one to make the stumping on. But regardless, that is the end of the over, and after 2, the score is 5 for no loss.
Yeah, just struggling at the moment to get bat onto ball. I think that it's the bounce really. I think the bounce is outfoxing them, and maybe need to start just using the feet a little bit more and getting out to the ball. But of course, that's not so easy to do when you've got the wicketkeeper standing right up. But opportunity here, because with the pace that we've seen from Federica, the keeper is certainly going to be standing back. So maybe the batter here just needs to use the feet, come out and try and make good contact with the ball before it's the bounce comes into play. Let's see. And that's a lovely looking shot, and what a great bit of fielding as well. Fantastic cricket there. No wonder there's all smiles there. And Thelini Fernando, superb work there.
And how about this? And was the shot as well? You see a bit of movement outside off stump with the feet. This is a cracking cut shot, but how was the fielding? And we might have had a little bit of a slow start to this one. You can see both teams perhaps a little bit rusty. There's nothing wrong with that bit of cricket. It was a good ball, good shot, and probably the best bit was the stop, possibly saving a boundary. So we'll bring the left-hander on strike, Rapika. And I think these games, how you negotiate the best bowlers from the opposition has a lot to do with it. So you'll often have your best batters at the top of the order, and if they can survive the opening few overs, then often you can get into the weaker bowlers in the middle of the innings. So I think that's probably one thing to think about. That's why perhaps you're not seeing all the shots just yet. Just trying to survive, of course, 20 overs instead of 10 on this next one. Get outside the off stump, and that's the area to bowl, really. And a lot of the time you see batters favouring the leg sides. If you can get it out there on the off stump, it's generally the place to bowl it.
Yeah, and good line this, especially to the left-hander across the body, difficult to play. And not over-pitching as well. You know, the left-handers like it over-pitched or short on the leg, so good line at the moment. And this one just a little bit closer, and Sheeny just managed to get a little bit of bat onto that, place it down onto the ground. Inside of the bat though, needs to be a little bit careful. She's not going to play it onto the stumps. It's tidy stuff from the captain, and not surprising, because I think Kamundu Pedrica has also represented the women's national team for Italy, and one or two of these other players as well. Both captains, in fact, have played together for the Italian national team, so that's the only way they do know of one or two of the players through the national team, but haven't played together.
Yeah, exactly right. And good morning to a few people in the chat. Good morning to Max Dolan, who's saying good morning. And of course, Luke and Lily Panda saying very nearly morning here. She's in New Zealand, so it is late at night actually. This one's in the air. It's not going to carry though. Zoom it off. The chase is on. They'll get one. And they're coming back for a very risky two. There could be a run out here, but the throw went to the wrong end. And well, you saw this, and this is a miscommunication. And we often talk about the batters maintaining eye contact, and we'll see this on the replay. This one, which it was a pretty good shot in the first place, got enough bat and a little bit risky, I suppose, going in the air. And then you'll see coming back, and then see just back to the partner. And well, she had the stop sign up, and luckily that Rapika got the message just before it was too late. But anyway, that is the end of the over. 7 for no loss after 3.
Yeah, that could have been disastrous, couldn't it? But fortunately, the bowler there, Frederick, wasn't able to take the ball cleanly. I think if she were, she would have realised that he had the batsman scrambling back to the keeper's end and would have got the throw in. So a little bit of good fortune there for Padua.
I got a question from Maria about what field this is being placed at in Rome. It's from the Roma Cricket Ground, home of Roma CC.
Well, Dashani asking the question of the LBW, but Shanaka Fernando, a little shake of the head. No, he says. It's going to be, we're just watching this, Vinny. I mean, compared to the pitch we've spent five weeks watching, completely different. And here the umpires have to take that bounce into consideration. It's not easy. It's not going to be easy to get an LBW unless it's really full and straight.
Yeah, you said it. This one was up in the air, and again it's going to fall. It's going to fall safely, and well, both the bowler and the fielder there, it's Samara Wickrama, who's at mid-off. They're looking at each other. This one was in the air a long time, but nobody was able to make the ground and catch it. Yeah, they both left each other, and Samara Wickrama is saying, I thought you had it, I thought it was yours. She heard some shouting. It might have been yours. Anyway, here's the next ball. Another good bowling. It was that kind of length, which is full. And again, it's not so you can't pull that delivery, but it's also very, very difficult to drive. You see Zanika trying to catch up with that one. So very tight start, an impressive one from the Roma bowlers. 3 knots this over. This one will be called a wide. Yeah, a little bit too much width there. And just having a look around at the field, I think very sensible at the moment, though. You can have 2 players out inside the first 6 overs of this T20 clash. Everybody's inside and keeping the pressure on and making runs
very hard to come by at the moment.
The other thing is the field, fairly slow outfield as well, so it gets past the infield. No, I'm not sure it'll exactly race away, so perhaps there's only one if it gets past the infield a lot of the time as well, and this ball's hit really well. So, again, slightly different game than we're used to watching.
The legs, and asking the question once more. Sadanika just maybe a little bit slow just to work that round to the leg side there. Just needs to get perhaps a little bit inside those ones and try and work it around. There's nobody behind the square, so there is the opportunity for some runs in that area.
Well, next one, and this is again, it's that line, isn't it? The line is so important to get it right, and so that will be, well, not quite the end of the over, still one ball left.
Yeah, the two batters having a chat there. I think that's good because you need to do that. I think maybe Thelini there just saying, look, those balls there, just try and play it outside the off-start, try and cut, because if you do play it the way that you are, the chances are with the bounce and the ball, it's just going to go straight up in the air. Try and get on top of the ball and playing out to the offside. But this one will help. It's down the leg side, so that's going to be another run. Went for the fuller ball there, I think, going maybe attempted Yorker. That's good thinking from the bowler, from Tashani. Nothing wrong with that. She's bowled a good line so far, just short of a length, and that one going for a fuller ball, Yorker length, just getting the direction a little bit wrong.
Yes, and Harsha Gunasekara in the chat saying nice length earlier, certainly has been, and we're just commenting on that. Here's the last ball, the over. Oh, a little inside edge, saving the batter on that occasion. That will be the end of the over. And after 4, it's 9 for no loss. And Rico, well, we are in Italy, we're in Rome currently, and there's plenty of great cricket coming up on the European Cricket Network over the next 5 weeks. We'll have 5 individual series, and the winners of each of those weeks, they'll go through to a finals week. It'll be later in the year. So this is how we're going to determine who will be the overall champion in Italy ECS. And it's starting Monday, 7:30 a.m. GMT, which is 8:30 in Central Europe. It's 1 p.m. in India, and we look forward to all those locations. Of course, starting in Rome this week, we've got 5 teams, don't we? And also all the previews of the teams, and of course we'll have a daily preview article all the time at europeancricket.com. So get over it now, get over there and have a look. And don't forget to follow us on social media at European Cricket for all the latest about what's happening in the world of European cricket. Looks like we've got a bowling change.
Yeah, it looks as though we're going to have Dishani Samrikarma coming on to bowl. She was almost involved in taking the first wicket with the catch, just a little bit of not such good communication with the bowler on that occasion. Well, it's going to come on to have a bowl and see if she can get this breakthrough for her team.
It was a good little spell from Pedrick, but saving up the rest of her overs. This one, well, trying to pull a very full ball. And a field well placed. They do have 2 back now behind the wicket. Fine leg and third man. What do you think about third man in women's cricket? Still a third person?
Well, yeah, it's interesting. I think in most of the, from my own experience in terms of field positioning, they don't seem to change the terminology too much. But we've got the license here to do so.
You actually have heard the women's cricketers that I play with, they don't mind still using the term batsman. That's fine. Or batter. Yeah. Main thing is we'll bring it to you right here on ECN, first women's match we've telecast in 2021. This is a bit of a tight single, but it was a well-judged one, and they'll beat the throw back. Perhaps the bowler's end was a chance on that occasion. But again, I think this is a pretty good start for Paddle Women. Now, you'll look at the run rate, and it's not exactly cracking along with the conditions. Well, you wonder how many boundaries there are going to be on this field. And I think not losing a wicket and keeping your best batters in there into these middle overs is quite important.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at the moment, finding it hard to get good contact on the ball. And that one's going away. I'm just wondering if there was a little bit on that one as well. Maybe it just caught the bat on the way up, did it? Just waiting to see what the signal is from the umpire. No, it's gone through as byes. It certainly wasn't far off making the contact. Watch this again. It's
not the ball to pull, is it?
Yeah.
I mean, innovative, but I mean, if that's straight, and I think that one is knocking over the furniture. It's well bowled though, a little bit of shape. Probably the swing, what took it past the stumps in the end. Here's Samaru Wickrama again. It's a full toss. It's a nice cover drive. They've gone on the hit though.
Be quick. They're going to be in trouble. Oh, and well, there was a great opportunity there for the first wicket, and there was nothing wrong, I think, from the pass from Pedrick to the bowler. But once again, Samaru Wickrama just couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah, Samaru Wickrama is involved in that bit of a tangle with Aralia previously, where the catch went up between them, and this one, well, it was hesitation. Well, and you thought, Sadnika, she was gone for all money. But then it was an awkward one because she was still in front of the stumps, but just had all the time to just take the ball. She was a little bit conscious of where the stumps were. Didn't have to worry about it. She had plenty of time anyway. She had the chance to answer with the ball. In she comes this time. Again, it's well bowled. Look, a lot of the length has been very good. I think there probably just haven't been enough balls that are attacking the stumps.
Yeah.
It's well bowled, but I think you can clearly see these batsmen, if you can get it online, you're a big chance.
Yeah, Deshani again, just attacking the off stump. The thing is, though, I mean, okay, though the wickets aren't falling, but the run rate is very low. This one's gone up in the air. Somebody's got to put a call to it, and once more, well, it's fallen in between the bowler again, Deshani, Samaru Wickrama, and the captain, Pedrick. Well, it just seems to be avoiding the hands of the fielders at the moment.
Yeah, and this, well, she can't keep her out of the action, can you? Samaru Wickrama, this one, well, again, it was a tantalising one. She was back. Oh, and down it went. And, well, the fielder came in, was a little bit conscious of the collision as well, but that will be the end of the over at the end of the fifth. It's 13 for no loss.
Yeah, you see there a bit of social distancing as well. So no, I've got to keep my distance. And yeah, good shots there. Good camera work there from Richard, and I think it's just seen that nice bit of replay from Dennis. Dennis is up there high in the tower. I tell you what, Dennis, you're doing a good job up there. One of our cameramen, so he's up there in the tower, and it was a little bit windy earlier on, and we were a little bit worried for him. But it's the wind started down now. In fact, it's warming up now. It's I can feel the sun is starting to perhaps break through once more. So we're in for a very pleasant afternoon here in Rome.
Yeah, I hope so. And of course, Mr. Maximo's predictions going very well already when I said the rain's staying away. And as soon as I walked off the ground, it actually had a fair bit of rain, only for a few minutes, and luckily we started on time. So Lily Panda saying calamity in the field, certainly. And Max saying, yeah, the run out miss. You wonder if that will come back to haunt the Roma CC. They've had the chance there. They haven't quite taken them. And we move into the sixth over, which is the last over of the power play.
A new bowler coming on. It's going to be Sharon Whittenlarge to see if she can get the breakthrough. Been close so far. There's been a run out opportunity, maybe a catch as well. But the key thing here at the moment is that Padova are being well contained and not really scoring runs freely. And that's nicely played, and good bit of work from the bowler, getting down, making sure no single there.
So now we're going to have another situation where the ball was hit towards the bowler, and it was quite an interesting effort to stop it, but it was effective in the end.
That's a good bit of contact, and this time good running. There was no hesitation there at all. That's what these two have to do. And oh, this could be interesting. They've also gone for the overthrow, and once more, well run. That's good. Good communication finally from both of the batters there. Ran the first one very quickly, made good contact, and then in the end, seeing that the throw was thrown over the bowler, took the opportunity to take the overthrow. So
yeah, how's the arm though? Very powerful, but then, well, there's a lot of hesitation in the end. They took it straight away. They'll probably make it easily. It was the hesitation that almost cost them, but 2 runs will be the result in the end.
Yeah, Rasheen Sandanika, she just needs to be careful. Her running, she's running very cautiously, starts off slowly, then has that little bit of hesitation in the middle of the pitch. Just needs to go, gets a sprint on, otherwise she's going to find herself being run out. She's been lucky so far.
Certainly has. But also, putting pressure on the field, it's not a bad strategy. But I suppose you're gambling with your wicket if you're taking too many of these. And like my old coach said, works every time but one. But with the Nagi, liked her bowling so far this over. This one will be cut off, and I think that's good field positioning about that depth, where if you can creep in and still cut off that one, you're a lot closer to the stumps to make the throw, and that's what makes the single difficult. And you're probably going to see a lot of balls hitting that mid-wicket direction today.
Yeah, and that's the bowler there just making a change here, getting another fielder coming out into that area, and has taken the slip away, and that just means that any little tickle or little edge on the bat here is going into a vacant position, so there are runs now there.
Yeah, that's probably the area I'd be targeting. Behind point, it's a big gap if it's on the off stump, but this one's not in the off stump, it's on the leg stump, it's in the air and it's taken, and what a very good catch that is. And this was the one to hit, but it was hit straight at the fielder. He held on for a wonderful catch, and the first wicket goes down for Padua.
Yeah, great work. That was lovely. Great catching there. And yeah, that's all about getting the field positioning right. And what a moment for the fielder, taking a very good catch. And also, of course, for the bowler, Sharon Wittenage. So in this match that has been streamed live around the globe, and a great moment for the bowler to take the first wicket in this final, National Women's Final here in Italy.
Yeah, it looks like Nadishani Ratnatalaki, who's the 12th man who's on the field. But I tell you what an excellent catch that was. It was hit fairly well, using all the pace of the ball. And really, if it had gone a couple of metres either side, you would have thought it would have run away for runs. But instead, a very good catch, and that could be the moment which sparks things off for Roma, because they've had a few opportunities. That's the first one they've taken.
Yeah, they had to play some shots there. I suppose we're finding that this was also the last over in the power play. After this, the field could be spread out further if need be. Not that they need to at the moment, they're containing them well, but it's good to get the end of a partnership, and a partnership of 16 runs. And the ball racing away there, and that's great work. Excellent bit of fielding. Oh, and slips over. Shows you that it is quite wet out there, but that's fantastic work. Nicely done. And Sarah Sabelli there. Excellent work from Sarah. Yes. Diving stop.
Sarah Sabelli, how about that? And then when she got up, well, it might have been the turtle that's back. The tortoise from Barcelona's come with us. And how's that for the diving stop? And then, well, watch your feet. Oh, that left foot, luckily not too serious. And we talked about the slippery conditions. That was a great piece of fielding and nice work from the Roma player.
Yeah, excellent work from Sarah. Brilliant. And I like the dedication and the passion there. Was going to make sure that there's going to be no extra runs there. Superb stuff. And that's the end of the over. So 6 overs gone. You see the umpire there, Suleiman Sahid, signalling the end of the power play.
Yeah, 17 for 1 score. So that's the big wicket. And you're going to have the start of the 7th over. Estrella Sajivani is the number 3 on strike. A little bit of confusion here. They've got all the time in the world. Oh, and a nice bit of fielding by the bowler as well. And this time makes up for it, doesn't it? Samar Wickrama. The throw came in from the side. It was just very slow, the start of the run from Estrella Sajivani. It was a nice shot, but a nice pickup as well. And let's have a look at this on the replay. And it was all about how quickly the batsman could get through. And look at the throw from Batagoda. And, wow, just a little bit short. And the hesitation costs you in those run-outs, don't they?
Good cricket. And I like that appeal there. This time, everything going well. But, yeah, it was all about the pickup. Batagoda, lovely pickup, good throw. And this time round, finally, the bowler getting the ball and getting the player out. So, well, unfortunate way to end for Sajivani. Not lasting very long, just getting herself run out of the first ball that she faced.
And Lily Panda saying Roma's starting to get on top of their nerves now. Perhaps they were a bit nervous, of course. Globally televised this match. That was a nice bit of work. I particularly like the work, firstly, of the fielder, but also the throw was a little bit wide and wasn't a good one-handed take from the bowler, Summer Wickrama, and get the ball back onto the stumps to affect the run out. Fielding so important, of course, and we've seen a couple of really good bits of fielding from Roma. Firstly, the catch, and then the run out. So 2 wickets lost now, 17 for 2.
Serena is the new batter at the non-striker's end, waiting patiently to get the opportunity. And at the moment, it's just Rashina Sandunika struggling a little bit. I'm just wondering whether she perhaps just need to move a guard outside a little bit more forward, so she's able to meet the ball before that bounce comes into play. But been excellent bowling from Dishani.
Yeah.
Samara Wickrama bowled a very, very good line. That's well pitched up, and she had to make contact there. That's well bowled, and a nice shot. The ball racing away. And is it going to be the boundary? No. I thought perhaps we were going to get the first boundary. A nice bit of teamwork there from the fielders, knowing which of the fielder had the better arm.
Yeah, that's right. You don't see the handoff, do you? But well, this time, how's the shot though? Again, cross batting, a little bit risky, but the full toss makes it a little bit easier. And that was a nice bit of batting. Not quite making the ropes, but still 2 valuable runs. I think something on the board here, like, talk about the kind of scores we think might be competitive in the second. Oh, on the front foot this time. Bit of an appeal, but it's a good decision from the umpire, especially with the amount of bounce on this wicket. But yeah, what sort of a score do you think would be more or less a score that Padua would be happy with? I'm of the view, if you can put 70 or 80 on the board in a match like this, under pressure, of course, the final, the pressure. This is a beautiful drive down the ground, this time by Sadanika. She's starting to find her straps, although a little bit edgy early. A couple of drives and nice cricket shots, and that will end the over at the end of 7. It's 20 for 2.
Yeah, some nice shots there finally. So I think Rashin Sadanika is getting into the groove.
Yeah, and we'll be getting into the groove, won't we, before too long, because the European Cricket League is just around the corner now, just about 2.5 months away. The 15 champion clubs of the participating nations, as well as the returning champions of EOC Rotterdam, who won the title in 2019. The European Cricket League, it's the Champions League of European cricket, and all those clubs will be so excited. I know the preparations are underway, with the equipment, the kits being produced at the moment. It's going to be a festival of cricket in Spain. We hope you can join us on the European Cricket Network. For more information, go to our website, europeancricket.com. You can check out those groupings. Of course, 3 groups of 5, and then the finals week. So 4 weeks of excellent cricket coming your way before too long in the ECL. So plenty to look forward to. And now we're looking forward to the 8th over, and it is going to be Sharon Witanagi to bowl. Around the wicket to the left-hander. This one, yeah, it's just going to be a wide. See those indication lines? That one was just a little bit outside. They've been pretty good, though, with their discipline with the ball, Roma. Bowled too many extras. I think I'd love to see a few more balls hitting the stumps and test out these batters, especially because we've seen Sadnika with the ball, full balls, trying to go across the line. It's a risky strategy, and you think, if they can get 1 or 2 straight, they really could test her out. But having said that, a few nice drives in the last over. She comes again. This one struck well, but you get past the fielder. But one of the things, I suppose, is as a non-striker as well, it's Anne Serena, the non-striker's end, he's standing on her bat. And so, especially under these conditions, looking for the single, pinching a metre or 2 and then making up your mind just makes that run easier if it is taken. But it wasn't taken that time. This one, wow, it's good bowling, swing and a miss. Again, good bounce and not threatening the stumps. That's the thing. It's there and thereabouts. What do you think? What's your tactics here? You're a bowler. You just got to bat That's just not really doing too much damage, but you can't quite get her out. Might ask your tactics in a second, but for now, next ball is going to be down leg side. Quarter wide, could be an extra as well, but there could be a run out here. Oh, and I tell you what, this is what I was talking about, miscommunication. You can tell there hasn't been a lot of cricket played lately with some of the running between the wickets. Let's have a look at this between the batters. Goes off, and the non-striker, well, it was really her call. She was snoozing at the non-strikers, then by the time she went, it was too late. She had to scurry back, so a bit of action and excitement. So what do you think? Where would you be bowling the ball to Sadnika to test her out, Rico?
It's got to be, I think, going back to what you said earlier, we haven't seen any good full balls, Yorker length deliveries. Just pitching it up slightly more. And getting it on the stumps, trying to hit wicket. This one's been well played, managing to chip over the infielder. So nicely played.
That's a good hit.
Good hit, yeah, nicely done.
I suppose this is the risk, and under these conditions, and with the heavy ball, and with the moisture we've got around, and with the boundaries being these sides as well, hitting the ball in the air can be a bit risky, because even when you get away with it, you only get one run, and so that's the thing. If you can manage to keep the ball on the ground. We can see a third wicket before too long. Can these two build a partnership?
Oh, there's a little bit of a snick there again. Good running and a bit of fielding once more. And Nirasha has already been involved in the match, has taken a catch and has been kept on her toes in that area. Seems to be a lot of action in the field, sort of directly behind the wicketkeeper. That's where a lot of runs have come.
Yeah, it's a hot spot. Well, last ball of the over. I've got to close it out here. It's a beautiful cover drive. Again, very good piece of fielding. Samuel Wickrama can't keep her out of the action. And what a nice stop to save that from going for extras. That will be the end of the over. And at the end of 8, it's 25 for 2.
Yeah, one thing I'd say, Vinny, you were saying about what's a good score on this ground. And if I recall back to the ECS that we had here last year, there was a number of matches where the scores between 7 and 80 were well defended, and you can see that if you bowl well on this pitch and you take your catches, it's you can really contain the side. So I think even here, I mean, we're approaching the halfway mark, 25 to score. I think if 60, between 60 and 70 is posted, then that will be a very competitive total. Obviously, all depends the line and length that's bowled on it in reply. But I think 60 is going to be very competitive, you know.
Yeah, well, that's what I think as well. And also depends on the big wickets of the opposition. If you can knock them over, often we see the batting depth tested in these matches. And so any runs you can put in the ball, and these are all important. Just starting to have the score tick over a little bit quicker in the last couple of overs. That's Tellini Fernando to bowl the next one again, running between the wickets. Quite on the same page, these two.
Yeah, you've got to take ones there, haven't you? I mean, it's a short delivery, make contact, and got to go straight away. That's been the weakness, I think, the batting of Sardonika, the running. Otherwise, she's looking quite confident out there. Seems to be quite a competent batter, but just the running.
Well, saw some foot fielding fails, and again, there's got a bit of confusion. And this is where the non-striker has to be alert to this one and make up the decision if it's going to be a run or not. Because the striker, you see the striker seeing it past and then just taking off. And look, you need to look at your partner, and well, it was news to the non-striker, Serena, but it's really also on Serena a little bit to pay attention to that ball and then come down and decide if there's a run there or not. Next one, it's going to get a bit of body. That was there on the leg side to be hit, but Sadnika couldn't catch up with it. But yeah, that's one thing, especially in this format of the game. And if boundaries are going to be hard to come by, the running between the wickets becomes doubly important. So So that's one area where I think they're going to have to improve if they're going to get up to that kind of a total that we're talking about, between 60 and 80.
Well bowled, good line there, slightly slower as well, and got it onto the stumps, and one that had to be played once more by Roshini, otherwise it was going to go through. So he's getting bat onto ball, which he needs to, I have to say that, and what he needs to try and do is obviously is to convert that into runs.
Here's the next ball. This is well struck. Again, field well placed, and it was the captain, Pedrick, who's cleaning up. No runs. Just a few questions and comments coming in on our chat, and thanks for joining us if you are on our YouTube live chat, ECN European Cricket Network. We've got Jesus, who has a question. Hello to you, Jesus. Good morning. Oh, this is a good ball. Again, well, it's the time you spend making the decision is the time you could spend running, isn't it? So this is, you can see, Serena, she was just deciding whether she was going to run, and in the time it took, well, the run disappeared. Anyway, luckily, it wasn't a run out. Guess I was asking if I'll be commentating ECS Italy. I can honestly tell you I will, and I'll be here with Rico. And again, well, Rico and I, we're the ones that are able to make it at the moment because there's a few restrictions on travel, especially out of the UK. So I'm sure you'll see a variety of voices on the network before the year is out. I'm sure about that, but it's great to be with you at the moment. It is the end of the over, and just the single wide off the over, so it was a very good one from Fernando. And at the end of 9, it's 26 for 2. Yeah, and some other people watching as well. Zane Smith saying, watching from South Africa. That's wonderful that you're watching. And where are you from in South Africa? Zane, let us know, 'cause it's a beautiful country. And also Monica Loveday saying, great to see some ladies cricket back in Italy. So that's wonderful. And Monica's watching from Germany. So fantastic. Where are you watching from in Germany? Monica, let us know. And somebody saying, happy birthday, Captain Kamudu. Is it Kamudu Pedrick's birthday? Well, I guess we can always find out, because we've got all the 14th of March it is. Did you know that? There we go. Next over starts. We had all the information, and we didn't know it was Kamudu's birthday. I would have wished her a happy birthday at the toss. Anyway, 10th over starts. Starts with the dot. This is Nimesha Asuramanagi to bowl. This one, a little bit about on that, not so sure, but again, well protected behind the wicket. And yeah, it's fantastic. We've got lots of people. Monica Loveday's watching from Cologne. That's wonderful. Hello, John Watt as well. Delisha Rashani's watching from the UK. So we've got viewers all around tuning into this contest today. It's great to have your company on the European Cricket Network. It's Vinny Sandu here, Mr. Maximo, along with Rico Full. And we have the wicket.
Brilliant bowling. And that's just what we were talking about, wasn't it? Having the bowling right up to the stumps, pitching it up. And that's a perfect example of that. Great wicket. And, well, one in the introduction. It's nice to see a lot of bowlers being given the opportunity early by the captain, Pedrick. And, well, you're seeing just rewards there. Nimisha getting it through, and all smiles, and why shouldn't she be? That's good bowling.
Yeah, it was a nice bit of bowling. Watch this one. It's all about accuracy as well in this format of the game. And this one, well, it was perfect line. It was perfect length. And, well, that's going to trouble any batter. And nice bit of bowling. The third wicket goes down to Suramanagi with the breakthrough. It's the end of Anne Serena. And the score in the 10th over is 26 for 3.
Yeah, good bit of bowling. Just getting the ball right up there. That's hitting, crashing into the off stump. And that's what you want, because one thing that you've noticed with all the batters so far is the main shot they're trying to play is they're trying to take the ball and play it down on the leg side. Very few have tried to play on the offside, haven't really got the feet into play. Obviously, that's a lot of that is about not being able to practice and coming into this match with very, very little match practice at all because of the restrictions involved. So you're going to see that, and it's down then to the bowlers to really exploit that, and so far done that very well here. Great bit of bowling.
Certainly was. Well, it's the captain who's come to the wicket for Padua. First one, well, full, and well, I think it was just going down the leg side, but yeah, the captain, Kishnara Chituri, she's the one who won the toss and elected to bat first. She's coming at number 5 and national team experience, as we mentioned earlier. Let's see if she can guide a team to a competitive kind of a total. A tricky little couple of balls to face here from Asura Managi. Beaten outside the off stump, so it's been a very good over from Asura Managi, and I've been impressed on the whole from the Roma CC bowlers. Really not giving too many loose deliveries away, and when compounded with some good fielding, that's the reason that we are quite at the 30 mark, the halfway stage of the innings.
Kusinara, well, played that well. Got his feet into play, and cuatro! Well, there we have it, the first boundary. And what a lovely shot from the captain, coming out, and good use of the feet here. Got into position well and gave that a nice old club, and there it goes. So, cuatro punti. Nice shot.
There it is, our first Italian boundary for the year. And what took the captain to do it, Chituri? And I said we weren't quite at the 30 mark. Well, guess what? Now we are at the end of 10 overs. The score is 30 for 3.
Yeah, nice shot. And this is hopefully will be the acceleration that Padua will be wanting. And that's a really nice shot. Placed it beautifully. And it's nice to see that it just had enough on it to take it over the boundary. The first one of this Italian women's national final here between Roma, who are in the field at the moment, and the batting side, Padova, and the captain of Padova is at the moment out there, Kushinara Chutari.
This is good running, and this is the experience of the captain. Well, apart from losing the bat, and don't worry, that isn't out because it was in the field of running. We're just checking about that. I was going to say it was very good running from the captain, Chituri, who's come out because she was backing up, but watch out. The bat beat the batter to the stumps. Tell you what, this is the ECN, let's not forget. We will see a few things that you don't expect. That was definitely one of them, Rico.
I tell you what, it would have been interesting if the umpires would have considered that it could have been out, could have been run out. It quite easily could have said that was obstructing the field and given it out, you know. But of course,
if it's willful.
I think it was purely accidental,
Yeah.
Not trying to put the wicketkeeper off at all, I'm sure.
That's it. I think as you say, as long as you disguise it. I've never really thought of that. Used to try it sometimes in the park.
Bit of topspin on that.
If you weren't going to make it, you throw the bat in ahead of you. Anyway, here's the next one. It's short and it's pulled away on the leg side. Oh, there's a bit of foot fielding. You know, I love that. And you just can't keep her out of the game. Dishani Samawikrama this time rocketing back and just the single in the end.
Yeah, good bit of positive batting there, though, I have to say, from the captain, Kushinara Chaturi. She's definitely is trying to accelerate the rail, and you can see quite an aggressive stroke player off the ball.
Yeah, I think it's just what they need at this stage, especially the urgency. Seeing it back up from the non-strikers end. Just make it a little bit easier getting through for these singles. We lost a wicket, and finally Sadanika has to go. And this is the one she missed again. It's good straight bowling from the Roma CC bowlers. And it's been a nice little spell from Talini Fernando. And finally she's rewarded with a wicket of Rashini Sadanika, the opener. And just cross-batting that one, not keeping your eye on it. And wasn't she thrilled about that? And why not? Because the fourth wicket's gone down. Out of an hour. It's 32 for 4.
Yeah, the bowlers finally finding their line, and you've seen there Talini Fernando getting one pitch right up, and that was going to be, I think, always the downfall. That was going to be the breakthrough to get the left-hander Rashini Sadanika out. It was that ball pitched up on sort of middle of the leg, because he's always playing across the line. One right up there was going to cause the trouble, and in the end, well, stuck around. It was a nice sort of gutsy innings, made 12 off the 40 balls that she faced, so she certainly has given her team a start. Now let's see if the other batters coming in here now can really accelerate and get the score to over that 60 mark, which would be very challenging indeed.
Yeah, I think so. It's going to be Himanshi Akasha to come out number 6. Here's her first ball. Oh, it's up, it's in the air, but it's going to land safely. Fairman's going to come around. Just give it a little nudge with the foot, but then picking it up with the hand. It'll be a single, so immediately off the mark. And I'm sure she'll be feeling a little bit more relaxed now that she has a run to her name. I think, yeah, Chituri is the key for me now for this innings. If she sticks around, I think they can get up to that kind of a score. But if she departs, especially now, it's really going to put the pressure on the lower order. Still, best part of half of this innings still to come.
Nicely hit through the gap, and the ball won't go to the boundary, but they will think possibly about taking the 2, decide not to take on the arm.
Yeah, she's got a good arm though, and you'll see us here. And whether it'll be caught if it's with a slippery ball when it's thrown back in is another thing. But again, that is just a lovely shot though. Picked the length up early, and this was just short enough to do this too. You can see there's good bounce in this pitch, very hard surface. Again, well, going on the hit, and we could have
close. Going to be in trouble here. Going to be out, and well, that's not the way. You have to. You run out your captain. She's looked good, looked strong. In the end, not good calling at all, and it just got to be a simple yes or no. Wasn't her call. You have to say it has to be the call of the striker.
Yeah, and this is the issue here. And they just went on the same page. It was a non-striker that went, and then they're both looking at the ball, and then, oh no, what's going on? Well, we need 2 handles on that bat because the one isn't doing it, and that's tragedy for the captain, Kusanara Chituri. She's run out, but again, you have to say the chance was there. They really could have gone either end, and it was probably the more difficult end to get Chituri, but it was well executed by Roma, and 5th wicket going down.
Yeah, good work, and the wicket going just when you don't want it, really. That was the end of the over as well, so it's all going badly wrong here. So 34, the score, wickets are falling. 5 out now, and with the captain gone, and she certainly was looking to accelerate the run rate. Bad bit of confusion, and the calling. I think that's one thing that whenever they're able to get back out there and start practicing and playing again, it's the calling that Padova Women's Cricket Club need to try and work on. That's been their downfall here, really, the lack of communication.
Right, here we are again. This is well bowled, testing outside the off stump, and at this stage it's all Roma after a fairly conservative but effective start by the Padova women. It's been Roma coming back into the game on the back of some good bowling and fielding. Here's the Suramanagi again. This is more watchful from the new batsman, Sveta Diwanjali. Nice defensive shot on that occasion. You can take a couple of balls to get in, can't you, Rico, at this stage? Still plenty of deliveries remaining.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've still got, you've only just gone past the halfway stage. There's wickets in hand, but not too many, and that's the interesting thing. I mean, halfway stage, halfway, wickets being taken, so we do need definitely a little bit of a partnership here, and I think a good bit of calling and understanding between both of these pairs now here, Ashara and Chituri. Chituri's gone, Serena can certainly get a nice score up. They will have a target, I'm sure, they want to reach to in mind. That's a beautiful delivery, and well taken as well by the wicketkeeper. That's good work from Samara Singer. Did good. Kept eye on the ball. Watch this again.
Yeah, look at this. Work from...
Yeah, good work.
And the extra bounce doing the batsman, but it was a good bit of keeping. Right, this is a game-changing spell from Suramanagi, and she comes again. This one, well, leg side. And I've seen a fair bit of the tiki-taka this morning, and just wonder if there's someone down the order that's just going to have their moment. As, of course, we're globally televised today on the European Cricket Network. Perhaps someone's going to bring the boom-boom down the order and finish this game with a bang. You never know. And at the moment, this Diwanjali just taking a couple of balls to get her eye in.
Yeah, she's playing quite cautiously. Gets the wide ball there, but even a couple of balls that are right up to her, she's quite happy for now just playing down, get bat onto ball. And I think that's quite sensible, the concept of the game so far with the number of wickets that have gone. There's no harm in just playing yourself in. Just if it takes a few balls, that's fine. But of course, the important thing is that she then does need to start to score runs, rotation strike. You see there again once more, good ball right up there. And quite happy just to respect it, play it back down. So that's the end of the over, and the score staying on 34. So just a one run from there. So one run from the over, and 5 wickets down at the end of the 12th.
That's right. And so 35 to score. And look, just a quick shout out. A few people are in the chat, and it's great that we've got you participating. So why don't you drop into our chat room, ECN European Cricket Network. And Stephen McVeigh saying, not too much swing, just good line and length. I think that's true as well. And we've got Deshani of Rome, one of the best. And certainly, I think that's been shown to be true so far in this match. And we've got people watching from Poland, from Bangalore as well. So that's we're going to miss, but they're not going to get a run there in the end. But we've got people... Got Joe Foster there. Do I hear Rico commentating with Vinny again? Yes, Joe. You can believe that Rico is here by my side. I packed him in my suitcase, and he's here. And yeah, we're actually now pretty much handcuffed together. We go everywhere together, don't we? Although you didn't come into the city with me yesterday. You wanted to have a little rest. Is everything okay? You wanted just a little rest. Doing your homework on this one. Here's the next ball. Oh, this was well bowled. You see again the bounce. That was very straight. And that bounce on this pitch, I think it's going to be interesting as we see the Bancode European Cricket Series starting tomorrow. That one, see, getting up above the pad, and it wasn't that short at all. So, nice bit of bowling by Fernando.
It's nicely played. That's a nice looking shot. And you take the single, and that's better, isn't it? You're running, it's a good call, and you're running quick, you're not ball watching, you're not, no hesitation there. That's what they've got to do from here on in.
Yeah, I think so. And you just got to find a way to keep the score ticking at this stage. And, well, we'll see what Divyanjali can do about it. And she's been fairly solid in defence so far, but needs to find a way to score. Otherwise, these overs, they're going to tick past very quickly. Fernando. Yeah, it's a good defensive shot. That's all. I think she's got a very good eye, and she's got good hand-eye coordination. Probably the next step would be just wait on the ball a little more, push it into the gap, perhaps behind point, because that's where they're bowling, and they're bowling well, but that's the way to get off strike. Okay, you need to find a way to get off strike now and get your partner down the other end. Both these batters need to do that at this stage of the innings.
Yeah, Divyanjali there. Once more for me, she's showing that she's quite a correct player. I like the way that she's actually moving into the balls, moving the feet as well, keeping the head perfectly still. Question is whether she's just getting herself set in, or whether she does or doesn't have the shots to go with this. So certainly defensively very strong, very correct.
This one, you can see also you don't want to get bowled out, and that's also on their mind as well. I think the Padova women. But that's the end of the over. Yeah, just a single off that one. Now score after 13 overs. It is 36 for 5.
Yeah, so 7 to go. And score on 36. We said that 60 would certainly be a good competitive score. You see both of the batters there now having a conversation. So him and Ishii will probably be saying, okay, Sweta, I know that you're just playing yourself in, but let's try and change some of those dots into singles. Let's try and rotate the strike as well, because otherwise we're going to leave far too much to do in the last few overs.
Well, this is good bowling as well. Suramanagi continuing and testing outside the off stump. What do you think in the chat? A lot of fantastic comments and feedback in the chat. As usual, we always appreciate you viewing on the European Cricket Network. This next one was pushed away back to the bowler for no. run.
It's been a good spell of bowling, isn't it, between Thelini and Nimashi. I think they both bowl very well. Haven't given anything away. There's been very few extras, very few loose balls, and it's been a good period for Roma here.
This one again. It's an awkward one for the keeper as well, because I actually think it might even be a little bit easier for Samarasinha to come all the way up to the stumps, because all that happens is when she's further back, it gets big on her because the ball keeps going up. So for 2 metres back, it's actually making it more difficult. And then if you do catch it, you've got a chance of stumping as well. So something to think about.
That's played away into the third man area. Good bit of work there again. I've been very impressed.
She's
Sabelli,
live wire in the field.
Not afraid to throw herself around and get dirty here. Just watch this. Gets the edge, and once more making sure here that that ball is not going to get past her. Good bit of work.
Yeah, save more runs there for sure. So that's what we like to see. Throw themselves around in the field. They all make a difference. See what could be a bit of an arm wrestle, a bit of a low scoring contest. Fielding makes all the difference. Been good from Roma CC.
Oh, and there you go. And sometimes playing too cautiously all the time means that you're going to get yourself into trouble. And, well, Diwan Janali there just once more trying to play that one out straight. It gets under and through. Here's the wicket. She'll be very disappointed, I think, because I think she was setting herself up to just get her eye in and play a few shots. Never got the opportunity. So off the 10th ball, she doesn't manage to get off the mark and is dismissed. Clean bowled with a beauty. Middle stump there. Look at that. Great bit of camera work from Danny up there. So the end of the wicket gone for a duck.
Yeah, well, we've had a couple so far, haven't we? We had Sajivani went for a 0, and so did Divyanjali. So perhaps we need a new pond, because we filled up the one in Barcelona, didn't we? With so many ducks in the end, it was worth a bit of money, that pond, because a lot of them were golden.
A lot of them
were
golden.
I think 1 or 2 diamonds.
Golden delight, some of them were.
So luckily we haven't had any golden ducks yet, but it's Divyanjali. Well, showing some good cricket technique there in her innings. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to score, but held up an end for a little while. But yeah, I just wonder if they can creep up to this 60. They're going to need some help. At the moment, I talked about extras at the start, didn't I? About how important extras would be. And there just haven't been too many when it comes down to it, especially through these middle overs in the context of this match and this competition. So, got the new batter coming in now. I think it'll probably be Srani Fernando who's out there.
So Fernando comes in at a tricky time. Hasn't got a great deal of time to play herself in. She would also know that she's got to play a few shots. She needs. She's got Amanicha down the other side. She's played pretty well so far. So hopefully we'll put a bit of partnership together now with Fernando. But the bowling here, I think, has been fantastic for Nisha. She's certainly been the pick of my bowler so far today.
Well, it is Fernando on strike. Last ball of the over.
And that one's gone through, and well, this is a little bit crazy, really. You need runs, and in fact, they possibly could have had 2 there.
It's nerves. I'm telling you, that's what it is. It's nerves, and that's it'll get you. I'm telling you, the first time you're out, you're on global television as well. And look, it was a very good ball to get. She's probably just happy she survived it. Well, so much for the keeper getting close and still get through. And it was a nice effort from Sibeli. Wasn't able to cut it off, and they really should have got a run. But in the end, they both kind of froze. So it'll be a dot to finish the over at the end of the 14th. It's 37 for 6. And, of course, Italy, wonderful country. Lots of great cricket happening here. And if you missed it during last week, we had the European Cricket Championship draw on Friday, and that is coming up 13th of September to the 8th of October. But we have now drawn the teams into their groups, so we can give you that information. In fact, you can get it at europeancricket.com, because it's going to be such a great tournament. 15 national teams, or teams representing 15 European nations, going head-to-head over 4 weeks in that T10 format that's so explosive, and we know that everyone out there is loving the action that we're bringing in our T10 cricket. So look out for that one, the ECC, and follow us on at European Cricket on social media for all the latest on that as well. Well, the captain's coming back, the birthday girl, Kumdu Pedrick, and she's going to bowl the 15th over. finishes what was a very good spell from Fernando. And of course, put Matt Tellini Fernando, who bowled 3 overs, 1 for 6. Only the 1 wide in there. So very good work by her, but it's the captain back to do the job.
Yeah, it starts well. Good bit of pace. Certainly do like the pace generated here. Look at that. That's well bowled. And in the end, that had to be well played because that was going through to hit the middle stump. So a good bit of work there from Akasha. But she knows she's got to get a few shots in here. Runs are hard to come by. Got to look at the gaps. A big gap here on the leg side. Just need to turn the ball into that area and go. One played out to the off, and where's the non-striker going? Could be terrible trouble here if this hits, and I think she's going to be gone.
Well, this one, well, we'll see this again in the replay. This was excellent fielding in the end because the fielder thought, well, I could go for the stumps, but I think I've got time to go to the bowler, Pedrick. Well, let's have a look at this. And, well, again, the umpire doesn't have the benefit of the replay. Again, there was miscommunication. Let's have a look at this on the replay. Well, I'll tell you what, the umpire might have missed one there. It looked to be well out. And, well, that's what we're going to get, I suppose, on occasion. But you just have to say it's very fortunate work. What do you think about that one, Rico?
Well, I mean,
Rico's got an explanation.
Like you say, the umpires do not and will not, for the duration, will in Italy have the advantage of the replays. I think it was in the right place, Suleiman Saeed, and obviously they're finding that it's too close to call and going for the benefit to the batter on that occasion. So yeah, fortunate still to be there. But once more, misunderstanding. This one's played away. They've got to run and maybe even come back for 2. Maybe it might even go for 4. No, good bit of fielding. Good hands there. And for a moment, I thought if that one wasn't picked up cleanly, we could have had the second boundary.
Yeah, it was a good bit of work back there. Again, using the pace of the bowler, nice shape, and it was good delivery. But throwing the hands at it's a pretty good shot when it comes down to it. Getting some bat on it. Well, I know they're pretty relaxed in Italy, aren't they? They're fairly relaxed. Maybe they're pretty relaxed about the run-outs as well. Going, oh, come on. It's close enough. Sunday. You don't have to rush too much, do you?
Yeah. But I think the Italians are probably very much very similar to the Spanish. I think normally very relaxed. Unless they've got a queue or unless they're behind the wheel of a car.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say they're pretty relaxed, but tell you what, when they're passionate about something, they're pretty animated as well. The Italians, we love what they bring and think of the spirit. When you think about the passion, for example, that goes into football in this country as well, if you get a little bit of that into the cricket, I think it's going to be a very interesting series and passionate series. Of course, you're going to see plenty of teams. We'll probably see over 300 cricketers over the next 5 weeks in the ECS Italy and across the 5 locations. So certainly looking forward to that. That's the end of the over. And well, that's 3/4 innings gone. After 15 overs, it is 38 for 6.
Yeah, it's taken them an age to get out the 30s here. They've certainly had the opportunities, haven't run well. Well, with 5 to go, the chances of getting to that 60, competitive score of 60, looks a little way off. Some big shots have to be played here now. Well, you can see the intent. The intent certainly is there from Akasha. Standing there, waiting for the ball to come, bat in the air, waiting to attack.
Just a bit of concern, that one. Well, one just bouncing up, wasn't it? And I think it's just saying, I'm all right. You see the importance of the protective equipment coming to play there, especially as a wicketkeeper myself. You know, it was good when it became standard, I suppose, to wear a keeper when you're up close to the stumps, because there can be these little deflections at any time. Next one. That was a pretty good ball outside the off stump. You know, run. And now you start looking. Normally I do a 6 over check-in. I might have to do a 16 over check-in in the T20 competition. But this stage, I think you've got to start putting some pressure on. And a lot of these runs, they're there, but just both the batters have to be on the same page and go straight away. I think we're seeing the hesitation costing them. And not sure if it's straight out the fielder, that's one thing, but I think hitting it into a gap and right, and that's a communication thing, and that's something you can do between balls or between overs to say, look, let's look for these runs. Let's be backing up. Let's be aggressive with our running to it, but let's both do it. So that we're not wasting time thinking about it, and that time we're spending thinking and we can spend running. And then I think you're going to see the score tick over a bit more. This next one's a nice pull shot, and that could go all the way. It's going to be just short of the boundary. And look, again, there's a chance for 2, and that's good running. And, well, it was a non-striker, Fernando, who was the one who was alert to the fact to get 2. It was a nice shot by Akasha, but seemed satisfied with the single. But this one a bit short. Watched it all the way, kept it on the ground. That's what I liked about that, because it was 0 risk as far as getting caught. And she retains the strike after the 2. Ooh, and that one, well, it came back, and that was very, very close. That'll be called a leg side wide, but I tell you what, it was very close to disturbing the furniture. Watch this one come back, Rico.
Yeah, well bowled. And just watch this. It just pitches, and look at that movement back in, and that wasn't far off at all. And
good bit of keeping.
Yeah, nice to see the keeping there as well. Good movement, like the body positioning there, getting into place, and also stopping the ball from going past as well.
The next one, it's a good shot, but you can see. Look, and I get it. You're going to be cautious. No one likes getting run out. And I tell you what, with the, I suppose just the size of the players, it makes the distance seem a bit longer to run. And that's why it's even more important that you need to back up even more. You have to be on the same page. You have to communicate. And we'll see if that's something that Roma CC learned from this innings when they get their turn to bat. And again here, they've got to get a run there. And it was a good call. Again, I've liked Sriani Fernando being aggressive with the running hard. And it was her call. She took it. And again, run won't go down to her, but she has her role to play as a non-striker.
Well, that's the end of the over. What a brilliant spell of bowling that's been from Usura Manard. She's bowled 4 overs now complete, and gone for 10 runs. And also picked up 2 wickets. That's a fantastic spell of bowling. Been very impressed with her.
Yeah, definitely. And these middle overs so important. And 2 for 10 off 4 is outstanding work. So, well, 16 over check-in time. What am I thinking here? Well, you've got 4 overs to go. I think you'd love to get probably 5 and over. In the context of the game, 5 and over gets you to 62, and if you can get any more than that, then that's going to be a bonus. But a lot of it's going to depend on how well the bowlers can bowl, and they've shown so far keeping it straight. I mean, the total amount of wides, there's 9 wides, and we've had 16 overs, so they're only getting 1 wide every 2 overs, and I suppose the 5 byes as well, so 14 runs total in extras. But you can't really count on that form. You're only going to get 2 wides. You have to make the rest of them yourself. And so the way to do that, I think, is the running between the wickets is so important. So just say loud, confident calling. Let's be backing up. Let's be looking for it. And let's try and get these runs on the board. And it even goes to balls, for example, that you can talk about specific scenarios. Like if it goes back past the keeper, then we're going to run. If the keeper misses it, we're going to run. Let's just make a decision. And we know there'll probably be a couple of those at some stage. And it's actually nice to see them now coming together and just having a bit of a conference and talking about the situation. And I like to see that. That shows intelligence that the 2 batters have decided that we're going to have a talk about this and let's make a plan. So let's see if they can execute it.
Yeah. Kumudu Pedrica, of course, the Roma captain, coming on the bowl here, looking for her first wicket here, her first scalp in her last over. Have other ideas.
Yeah, when you consider she's only giving up 1 run and over, 3 runs off her 3 overs into her 4th. She's going to be difficult, but this is her last over. And they'll have 3 more after that. So I think the key is just taking those runs. When you do get bat on ball and you do hit into a gap, you both have to run. So come on, Roma, says Sahas 13 in the chat. They're playing very well at the moment. It's well bowled again, bit of extra bounce and beating the bat. And I guess it's hard to run if the ball's too good, and that was a good one from Pedrick to get that extra bounce outside the off stump. And it is her birthday today. Happy birthday, Kumuru. It's nice. What a birthday present. You know, a wicket's always a nice present. You know
Wicket's
that,
a nice
right?
present.
And I think we'll see her open the batting as well. So a few runs would be a nice present as well for her. grabs a bit of pad. But again, you see the batter's not reacting, and I think if they go straight away there, then the fielder's got to run a long way to get the ball and get it back in. There's a lot of stuff that has to happen to make it a run out.
Haven't really pressurised the fielders here, and that's one thing that they'll be disappointed about. They haven't really tried to make things happen with the running. And, well, this lady here, the bowler, the captain, birthday today. If you could get a wicket, it'd be great, but can you imagine if they do the job in the field, which they're doing at the moment here. That one's gone a bit astray and is running away. And just having a look at the umpire to see what the signal will be here. And it will be a wide, so that's 2 runs there. She'd be disappointed with that. The first time she's really strayed down the leg side. But yeah, I mean, going back to that, of course, what an opportunity to have a fantastic birthday, to restrain, as they're doing at the moment, this youthful Paroa team, and then go out there, get the runs, and have a championship on your birthday, a win.
This one's coming back a little bit too far. And look, I'm a big fan of team players as well. And so I'm just going to go back to Sriani Fernanda, who's batting, who's only faced, that's the 3rd ball. She hasn't scored yet. And statistics will say she hasn't really done too much. But she is a reason that they've scored the last 5 or 10 runs. Her running between the wicket and her intent has been really good. So I'd love to see her get a run or 2 here. Facing the opposition captain. This one just beating the bat.
Lovely
but
delivery.
Sometimes we can get too obsessed in statistics and who's scoring all the runs and these little things, especially in a game like this, you see the little things, they won't show up on the stats sheet. As we get to the end of another over after 17, it's 44 for 6. And this is just a reminder about what's happening in the world of European cricket over the next 5 weeks. The fan code European Cricket Series. We're in Italy. It's great to be here. And wherever you're watching around the world, we hope you can join us as our Italian job, as it's being called on the website. We're starting in Rome, then we go over to Bologna, then Venice, Milan and Brescia over the next 5 weeks. We've got games Mondays to Saturdays, of course, starting every morning at 7:30 a.m. GMT, which is 8:30 in Central Europe. It's 1 p.m. in India, so join us on ECN. Back to live action.
And well, they're taking a risky single. If it's a clean take here, it should be gone. And that's a great bit of fielding. Not the best bit of running, but how about that? First is that Delini Fernando. She's done it with the ball, doing it in the field. Great throw back to the bowler and whips the bails off. And that's good work. Great cricket.
Yeah, and well, the thing is, if you run straight away, the fielding has to be good. But again, it was just that momentary lapse. I think she was probably going to be out anyway, but that's just because the fielding was so good. And I think that's the risk you have to take at this point. Again, the ball had to be taken. And yeah, with the Nagi coming back with immediate success, getting back to the stumps, being in the right spot. And another wicket goes down. So a 7th, it's now 44 for 7.
Yeah, and anybody watching, any youngsters and young ladies out there as well that'll be watching this with high expectation of the future of Italian cricket, well, that's what you want to be seeing there from the bowlers. Bowler delivery and then gets back into perfect position. We see so many times a bowler bowls the ball and then he's sort of standing in the middle of the pitch or not getting back behind the stumps. Get behind the stumps, take the throw, whip the bails off. Nice to see.
Yeah, nice bit of work. You see why she's one of the best players going around in these parts, for sure. Let's see about number 3, most likely for Roma in the second innings of this game. And we've got heaps more happening in the chat, but now let's stick with live action. Playing a miss. Ladi saying good morning to us from Washington, DC. Hello, Ladi. It's always wonderful to have you in the chat. And Booster saying, can ECN organise more games for women, please? Yeah, well, we're doing our best. At the moment, of course, still developing, and of course there's all sorts of restrictions. It's a dynamic situation, I suppose, in this part of the world as well as so many other places. Well, this one's going to get past the fielder, and they've got a real chance for 2. They have to turn quickly, but I think in the end it's just going to be the single, and that was a case of the spin on the ball, I suppose. When the ball's hitting that region, it does kind of spin sideways, often on the 2nd or 3rd bounce. You can see when the ball was hit, and it will just spin, beat the fielder, and that's how they got through for the run in the end.
So Anutuara is on strike to receive her first delivery. Let's see what she can bring. The sun's coming out now, so maybe the sun is going to shine on her innings. And with that one, she's quite happy just to see that one go past the offside. That's another thing, maybe because of the pace that is definitely coming off this pitch. Maybe sometimes you just want to get angle the bat and trying to guide this ball into a gap.
I think so. The last ball of the over. Beaten again. So it's a very good over in the end. At the end of 18 overs, it is 45 for 7. So turning the screws with Sharon Witanagi in the 18th. Hello to Wazza, who's in the chat from Tasmania. It's wonderful that you're with us today. What would be the time over there? I'm guessing it's probably almost 11 o'clock. So we hope you're enjoying your weekend at the moment. And also Jamie Bundy. Jamie Bundy is joining us from England. So always fantastic to see you as well. And all of our community we've got on ECN. It's going to be a great 5 weeks we're going to spend in Italy. This is our first game, by no means our last. It'll be, well, best part of, well, it will be more than 120 games, I suppose, with this one. And it's going to be coming to you right here every day, Monday to Saturdays, starting tomorrow morning. This is a bit of a bonus, weekend bonus for you. The Italian Women's Championship. This game was meant to be played in November, but it was postponed until today. And we're right here watching the 19th over. So now with only 12 balls remaining, it's going to be hard to get that 60 we talked about. But anything 50 plus, I suppose, you're setting a target which hopefully you can get the opposition batting themselves into a bit of a hole, perhaps, protecting their wickets early innings.
It won't be easy, you know, because Dishani Wakarama has bowled very, very well. She's been top bowler, bowling. And they've got to go here. Once again, that hesitation, it's probably been thrown to the wrong end. Maybe some overthrows.
Maybe. And then, well, there's a bit of a collision there. And I'll tell you what, that's what you don't want for your birthday. Well, it's actually, they changed the bowl now, of course. We've got Summer Wickrama bowling, but she's been in all the action. I've loved watching her in the field. She's done some good things. There's been a couple of near misses as well. She got back here, but watch out. Well, sorry about that one. It's pony rides. Next one. Well, it could be called a wide, and it is. So again, these are all handy runs for Padua. And yeah, this extra bounce. A lot of chat in the chat room about the bounce on the pitch, and I think I like a bit of bounce in the pitch. Where I'm from, it's pretty bouncy. Next one.
Nicely played. You've got to go, haven't you? You've got to take the single, take the chance, and well, that's well done. Good bit of backing up. Good early call.
It was. It's so important. Yeah, you've got to go with the hit now, almost. Like, unless it's maybe straight to one of those close infielders. If you hit it and you hit it well, and it's the waiting time. It's the buffering time, I call it. It's like they're buffering. They're thinking, like their brain's like, you know, downloading the signal. They need to go straight away, and they'll make these runs easily. And it just creates a bit of tension in the fielding side as well. Suddenly they're rushing their throws and a couple of misfields as well.
Yeah, so can we be surprised here now with by Fernando? Is there a big shot in there somewhere? And well, plays that nicely, splits the fielders, ball racing away.
Good
Not
shot.
going to get to the boundary, so they should be looking for 2. They've had a look and decided no, 1 will do it.
They were putting the shutters up at the end of the first run, saying, well, done our job. It's a beautiful cricket shot. Watch this. Foot out to the pitch of the ball. Lovely cover drive. And again, good fielding to hold it to 1, but take nothing away from the shot. It was an excellent shot from Fernando. And they're hustling towards that 50 total. In fact, they've just reached it now. And
Nutara there just missing out, and that wasn't too far away from Wakarama, trying to get in there with the wicket as well. So it looks like it's 1, the last ball of the over coming up here now.
yeah, last ball of the 19th. Been a good one.
Oh, that could go. Needs to be job has to be done on the boundary. It has been. I have to say the fielding as well from Roma has been very good. They've stopped everything. Anything that's gone past there, travelling at a pace, they've got body behind it. They've done it the right way, haven't they? Getting the hands to the ball, but always making sure they've got some part of the body behind it to stop the ball going through. So they've really been a good professional job here. Oh, and that's the beautiful delivery, middle stump. And well, that's the way to do it. That's the way to end up. It's got that wicket at the end. She's bowled very well, getting that bit of movement. I'm sure we'll probably see here a slight bit of movement coming in here from Wickrama. Just have a look. Yeah, look at that. That's an absolute gem of a delivery. I'm liking that. That is Chakkadev Hatte style. Well bowled.
Certainly was, and you got to hit the target at this stage if you're bowling it to death. And I tell you what, this was right on the money. Middle stump, back it goes. And so the 8th wicket goes down, and the score now, it's 50 for 8 with an over to go. But, well, look, it was a nice little mini partnership between those two. We see it's not the usual cricket that we're used to seeing, the T10 format, and there's going to be a little bit of application and patience from Roma CC batters when they come out. Anyway, here is the last over, and it is Chad Wittanagi who's going to finish her spell. She's been very good so far, 1 for 9 off the first 3 overs. And so let's see if there can be a few bonus runs now they're past that 50 milestone. This one again. And look, it's a bit of inexperience perhaps as well at this stage of the game, because you can see the non-striker not really backing up at the moment. It's Kavindi who's at the non-striker's end. Another one goes down, and it's deadly accurate from Sharon Wittanagi, who has disturbed the timber again, and this is exactly where you've got to be at this stage of the innings, crashing into middle and off stump. And well, ends a pretty useful contribution for mine from Sriani Fernando, who stayed there. Running between the wickets was good, but this ball just too good for her. And a 9th wicket goes down with the score at 50 with 3 balls remaining. It's 50 for 9.
Yeah, good bowling. We saw how quickly I think Roma adjusted their line and length, the bowlers. They started off maybe the first 4 or 5 overs just bowling a little bit too wide, and pretty soon they got the line right, started bowling more wicket to wicket, and well, they've started to get success from that. Well bowled again, another wicket goes down, and certainly making sure that they're containing the Padoa team here, not letting them get any bonus extra runs in this last over. So it's been a very good all-round performance from Roma.
Got Jeevan asking us a question. Sorry, Jeevan, I meant to come to it before. He's getting well ahead of himself. He's saying, come on, Vinny and Rico, how long do you think it's going to take Roma CC to reach this target? So he's very confident for Rome. This one, well, good piece of wicket keeping. Let's have a look at this again. And you see this nice piece of wicket keeping. Look at this, but the foot staying at home. Nice bit of work, and she's had to battle. Summer Singer doing a good job trying to get this 10th wicket. She's right up to the stumps now. Been very impressed with Sharon Wittanagi. You can see why she's got such a good reputation with bat and ball, to be honest, for Roma. Yeah, I'm sure that's the kind of knowledge she's passing on to the younger players in the team as well. And I guess they're all learning all the time. With the last ball of the innings then, 50 is the score, 9 wickets down. Here we go. And it'll be bowled, so it'll be bowled out off the last ball of the innings. And Wittanagi getting 3 wickets in the end, 3 for 9 off her 4 overs. Not a contribution from her in the big match. This Italian was T20 Women's Championship final. And we see this one, well, again showing the accuracy and skill to put the ball in the right place. That one just crashing into the off stump. So, well, it's not a bad way to finish. In fact, it was a double wicket maiden in the 20th, and you don't see that very often. And Padua women, after winning the toss and electing to bat after a 6-hour bus journey, nonetheless, they have finished on 50 for 10.
Yeah, we'll see some of those highlights here now, but most of them we just see from very good, tidy bowling from Roma. And well, early on they showed how much it meant to them with some fine bit of fielding as well. And you see there Tishani doing the work there, and we see some good efforts also from Sarah Cervelli. She was very good in the field. Good all-round performance.
I love Summer Wikrama. She's everywhere. You can't keep her out of the game. That way she was backing up, and she's trying everything with her fielding as well. Then she got in the right position. She's a ball magnet. Watch out for her. Well, that one got away from her, but it wouldn't be too long before she would be back in the action. Well, that might have stung the fingers a little bit of a slippery day in Barcelona, but look at the commitment here and that time with Nagi. Oh, she was amazing, especially towards the end of the innings.
Yeah.
And then this, what a catch this was to take the first wicket, because Padua, well, it had a fairly decent start, not giving too many wickets away, but then, well, they just got things moving a little bit, and I liked the fielding from Sarah Sabelli as well, throwing herself around, trying to save those extra runs. They could all count in the end. It was the run in between the wickets for me, Rico, in the middle of the innings where it all kind of went wrong. And look at this, the one-hand pickup. I said you can't keep her out of the game. Deshani Samarawikarama pulling that run out of nowhere. And then, well, it was hard going through the middle overs, you have to say. And a lot of that was to do with the bowling of Talini Fernando and Nimesha Asura-Managi, who really put the screws on in the middle overs.
Yeah, absolutely. You're seeing there, great bowling, wicket bowling, and when you got the batters playing across the line with most of those deliveries, yes, absolutely. Take the glory, enjoy the day. There was this shot, and it was well hit, well struck, and went all the way for Cuatro puntas. It was the only one, unfortunately, that Padua could manage. Other than that, try as they did, and you can't blame them there towards the end. They had to play some big shots, had to try and really accelerate. I said that between 60 and 70 would be a good score. It would be competitive. Now it all depends on how they come around and do the job with the bat, really. But again, good tight bowling. This again, a bit of uncertainty. You've got to be sure.
This is a big moment. And Chituri dropping the bat and getting run out.
Yeah.
And a couple of times that happened to her, but that's an unfortunate one, because she's one of the more experienced players, and you feel like if she'd stayed around, they could have got close to that 65 or 70 that they were probably hoping for after their start. But again, it was good, accurate bowling. All Aroma CC bowlers just showing a lot of experience. And then we had another one. This was a moment. This looked to me to be fairly short, but the umpire, well, he might have had some dust in his eyes, I'm not sure. Regardless, we saw that one. There was no mistake at all. And look at the perfect position from Sharon Witanagi, getting behind the stumps, and you can see how much it means. They've been waiting a long time for this game. It was scheduled to be in November, of course, and they've had to wait until March. And then at the end, as they're trying to up the rate, it was the good death bowling, Summer Wikrama in the 19th. And then, well, Sharon Witanagi, who bowled overs 18 and 20. She only gave up one run in those overs while taking 3 wickets. So it was the perfect end to really what you say was a very good bowling and fielding innings from the ladies from Roma.
Yeah, Sharon Witanagi for me, she was top performer. You're seeing in action here with the ball. She did end up getting the last wicket as well, the very last delivery. But also don't forget the fielding from her. There was the last wicket to go down. Don't forget the run out she was involved with as well, her positioning behind the stumps to take the bails off. So a very good performance from Roma. They will feel that they've done enough here by restricting a good Padua team to 50, and well, they'll feel pretty confident that they've done the hard work. And now, as the sun starts to shine, go out there and enjoy a good batting performance. But it won't be easy. I think we've seen from that pitch, if you can bowl a good line, you're going to get something out of the ball. The ball is not going to be easy. It's not easy to get on top of, and I think unless you're prepared to use your feet, you're going to find runs hard to come by.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right, and that's why it's so important to try and put some pressure back on the bowlers if they do bowl any bad balls, because it's just going to perhaps get you ahead in the game, get you mentally feeling a bit more confident chasing this kind of a score. Just going to the scorecard, you saw there Rashini Sadanika with 12, the only batter to reach double figures for the Padua team. Also, I like the contributions of Himanshi Akasha, who scored 7. Also, shout out to Sriani Fernando, only scored 3 runs, but the running between the wickets really got some momentum going their way later in the innings. The ball, well, with the bowling, I should say, 3 for 9, Sharon Witanagi. She was a star for me with the ball, very, very tight, not giving anything away. Also 2 for 10, Asura Managi was very good in the middle overs. Also, Fernando, like I said, in that partnership with Asura Managi through those middle overs, she took 1 for 6. The other wicket went to Dishani Samarukrama, 1 for 10 off her 3. But really all the bowlers, Aralia was good early, only 5 runs off the 2 overs. And the birthday girl, Kamudu Pedrick, the captain, none for 5 off 4 overs. And tell you what, in a 2020 match, they're very good figures. So, looking in the chat, we've got, we're getting asked how many overs? Well, I'm not satisfied already that Roma CC, that this is in the bag just yet, although they will be very happy at this stage. So I'm going to let you guys in the chat tell us what you think, if they're going to chase them down in how many overs, or who you think's ahead in this game. And Rico, we're definitely going to see some more interesting cricket as the sun comes out in Rome, and that's a good sign. And I tell you what, you do everything right, you win the toss, you bat, and then now the sun's coming out. So to be honest, probably quite nice batting conditions now. So maybe it was a good toss to lose, but there's definitely plenty of great cricket action ahead.
Yeah, it's certainly looking beautiful now, and lovely setting this Roma Cricket Club, and I think the president, Lorena has done a fantastic job in getting it looking so good. Looks nice and lush and green. The outfield we're seeing is lovely and smooth, quite low, and the wicket, well, the wicket is responding. I think it's one of those pitches that is going to give you something as a batsman, if you're prepared to move around and get into position and use your feet, but also something in it, as we've seen already, for the bowlers. I mean, Pedrick, the captain, and happy birthday to you once more. She bowled really well, good bit of pace, got the ball to move around. It's not going to be a easy chase though, and I can't underline that, but it won't be easy. I think if Padua can control the line and length and don't give too many extras away, I think we've got a very interesting final setup here.
I think so. Runs on the board in final as well. Runs on the board in the final. They're always good runs. What I will say, that birthday girl that you mentioned, Pedrick, I just have a feeling she's going to relish the chance on the big stage to show what she can do with the bat. And I'm sure we'll see her opening up shortly. So I think that the Roma women, they'll be pretty confident. I just think that if she gets going, this game could be over a little bit early, but I guess we're going to have to see. And like we've seen with this pitch, there's plenty in it for the bowlers when they get it right. So we're going to take a little bit of a break. We'll be back in about 10 minutes time. Just perhaps couple of minutes less than that for the second innings. So please join us. Keep those comments and questions coming in the chat. We do always appreciate your input. But for now, this is Vinny Sandu, Mr. Maximo, along with Rico Fool, and you're watching the Italian Women's Championship Final on ECN. See you shortly.
So welcome back to this beautiful setting, Roma Cricket Club, and we are here live with the national finals, the national women's finals between Roma Cricket Club and Padova Women's Cricket Club. And it's Roma that have a chase on their hands. A target of 50, 51, 50 was scored. The 51 is the target. And well, they feel pretty confident because they've done the hard work. They've restricted their opponents to a score that they will feel that they're able to reach. And it all comes down to the question of how well the Padova bowlers bowl here now, because I think, as we've seen already on this pitch, if you do bowl a good line and length, it's not going to be very easy to get the ball away. I think the sun coming out will certainly favour the batting side, but of course there's still a lot to do, and this is a final. Don't forget, this final, there's going to be a few jitters. It's also the first time ever here in Italy that a women's match has been televised live, so there's a few nerves out there as well early on, no doubt. So a few things to contend with mentally, as well as whatever the bowling is going to look like from the Padova team. So the umpires, it's going to be Suleiman Saheed to be at the bowler's end, first one up, and it's Seneca Fernando at the moment is at square leg. And it looks like we're getting ready to go here. And here we go, we're off. First delivery of the innings. Nicely played. Confidently played down. Nice bit of glorious sunshine now here. So it's the captain leading the charge of the bowling. Kushanara Chaturia. She was unfortunate with the bat. Just thought that if she was there a little bit longer, could have been the difference between another 15-20 runs. That's hit out towards the offside, well fielded, single is taken, so the first run's on the board. Yeah, nice, just a little bit too much width there, and the opportunity to get bad on, but that was a nice stop, kept it to a single, good work. The captain for Roma gets off the mark. Pedrick going out the non-striker's end. Aralia now taking guard. Well, can the captain here of Padova get a wicket early? Sinera, knowing the importance of getting the breakthrough, especially getting the Roma captain, that will certainly give them some confidence. Played out to the offside from the left-handed Deshanai Aralia. No run. This one down the leg side, it beats everybody and almost beats the fielder, but fortunately she danced all around that, but she had some cover, had some backup, but they do come back for the second, and straight away demonstrating their Roma that they're not going to make the same mistake. They're going to take the runs, and they're there. Good bit of running there. Look, turn around and went. The captain knew she was running to the danger end, so stopped and made sure. A confident start here from Roma. Full of ball and played out once more to the fielder there, so he's going to have a work cut out there. And it's Serena. It's certainly in the firing line there to the left-hander. And a bit of width there, swing, a miss. Once more, it's a misfield there. She's loving her time though. I love that. There's so much enthusiasm. Maybe too much enthusiasm. She's so excited. The enthusiasm is getting the best of her, missing that one out. And once more, the ball is taken here. You see this here. The wicketkeeper's positioning probably not 100% where it needs to be. And this comes in and once more eludes it. She puts her hands on the head and says, "Hey Rabba, otra vez." And there she goes. And this one's just come out all wrong. Nice take from the keeper this time. Jeannie Sarunika behind the stumps. Well bowled, nicely flighted. It's almost like a teasing delivery, isn't it? You see it coming and you're thinking, okay, can I get onto this? And then all of a sudden, because of the length and where it pitches, it just goes through to the keeper who takes a good chase. So the end of the first, and it's a good start with the score on 7 without loss. And well, as they change round, we'll change rounds. So Rico Fu in the commentary position with Mr. Maximo Minisandu.
Thank you, Rico. Yeah, a very bright start to the chase by the Rome women. 7 for no loss, and a lot of chat as well about knowing how many you need to get, and I think that is important. And as much as it's nice to bat first and not having the pressure of that score on the board, this first one put away nicely, and you see the difference between the running between the wickets between these two. They're both on the same page, and straight away decided to take the single, making it easily. The bowler is Talina Rapika. So we've had both of these teams have opened with the same 2 players with the bat and the ball. So you don't see that often. Obviously, they fancy their chances, so we're going to see best against the best of either team up front in this innings. And for Padua, it's all to do with the fielding. They've got to find a way to take the chances if and when they come. It's not going to be easy. Aurelia on strike this time, the left-hander. This one's driven back nicely. No run, a nice bit of fielding off her own bowling, Rapika. Here's the next one. Pitched up, and it's up, it's in the air, but it's away from the fielder at point. It was well struck. They'll turn for 1. Some thoughts of 2, but it was a nice bit of fielding to get back into the keeper. We've got Ashish asking about tomorrow. Of course, we start the Fanco European Cricket Series tomorrow. What I can tell you, Ashish, is to go to our website, europeancricket.com, because they will have all of the players to watch in those first games. Of course, 4 games a day, Monday to Saturday, and that is the place to go to get all the latest information about the teams and players in the ECS. This next one's shorter, and it's hit very hard, and this is a beautiful pull shot. It's going to go all the way, 4 runs, and that was probably the shot of the day. What a nice one it was from the captain.
Yes, lovely shot, far too short, and well, Kamudu Pedikra, no mistake here, just gets in line of it and gives it a good old hit. And it wasn't just a case of hitting it hard, but finding the gap, the ball racing away. 4 punti, 4 runs, nice shot.
Yeah, that's the difference, isn't it? Just a slight difference in length. You're going to get the bounce anyway, so you don't need to be too short on this wicket. Rapika needs to pitch it up, try and force a mistake. Stay around the wicket.
It's hard once more towards the fielder. Fielder, no mistake. Nobody backing up.
A bit of fielding.
There. You've got to make sure that's yours.
So, what do you do if you're Panama at this stage? I feel like you'd probably have 1 back on the leg side to protect against that shot. Try and keep it to 1, because you can't afford boundaries. You can't really afford multiples of runs at this stage. Next ball. This is a good line as well. It's going to be called a wide in the answer. Very harsh call for me. I think, at this pace, but probably tactics. Let's talk about it. You've seen the pull shot go away to the boundary, and you know that if there's too many boundaries, this game's not going to last very long. So you just have to try and stay in the game as long as you can. So I'd probably have a deep mid wicket out at the moment. Fair enough, keep everyone else out and try and pitch the ball up. That's probably one of the tactics I'd use, trying to keep this strong opening pair quiet for Roma CC.
Yeah, that was a better delivery, good line, and again it's that the looping ball, so it's in the air a fair bit of time. So unless you're as a batter prepared to come down the wicket and meet it on the full, you're waiting on it, and it ends up becoming a good Yorker delivery length. So well bowled, a good one to finish the end of the over. So 2 overs gone and score on 15 without loss.
Yeah, and you can see cruising already, Roma CC. And you can see why many had them as favourites in this contest. So it's always difficult to know how teams will match up when they don't really play each other, of course, from different regions in the country. And I'm sure they'd fancy their chances of chasing this 51 runs down to take the championship. And lots of great comments as well coming in, of course, across all platforms about the fact that we can broadcast women's cricket for the first time in Italy. This is well bowled. It's well played as well, but it's the only way back into this match. And look, you get a couple of the top order players and things can change very quickly, and that's what Padua need to tell themselves. If they can find a way to dismiss these top 2 or 3 batsmen, then suddenly you got players in there perhaps not as experienced or as skillful with the bat as these top order players, and so this time going straight away, and they're going to get the single. And that to me sums up the difference in approaches between these two teams. The experienced opening pair of Roma, and that was more or less hit straight at the field, but look, they go straight away, they make up their minds, and they make it easily in the end.
Yeah, I think you got that in one there, Vinny. That's the difference. And as we know, taking these singles, especially in this format, the game T20, it can be the difference of sometimes 20-30 runs quite easily when you count them up, the opportunities you're going to take. But this is the battle. If anybody can make something happen, Chaturi, the captain, can.
It's a nice shot off the back foot this time, and it's going to go straight through the legs of the cover. And although they might try, watch out, who's backing up? There's a bit of action there. Firstly, it was a cracking shot. Look at this, it was a back foot drive and a really nice cricket shot. Watch this, look at the footwork. He backing across, and then the hand-eye coordination wasn't even quite out of the middle, but firmly struck. And well, the fielder did everything right there, and Serena, except stop it. Next one, a little bit of leg. That's why it won't be a wide, but it will be a dot. And the only way you can try and build any semblance of pressure if you're Padua is to get dot balls. But at the moment, these two are very good at scoring and picking up those singles, which is just taking them closer to this target.
Yeah, battle of the captains. Chaturi needs this wicket for her team.
This is good bowling.
Nicely bowled.
And look, if anyone's going to spark Padua, I think Chaturi is the one to do it. It was unfortunate to see her run out in the innings in unfortunate circumstances. And again, that'll be a lesson I think that Padua will take out of this game. And sometimes you learn by experience, and I think the running between the wickets is definitely an area they can work on. They'll be able to go back and analyse this one. Nice stand-up sweep shot this time. It's a pretty nice shot as well from the captain, Pedrick. And I did say that she'd like a birthday present. Well, we talked about runs, we talked about wickets, but there's no sweeter present than a win, and a championship win on your birthday if you're the Roma CC captain.
Yeah, absolutely. That's another over that comes to an end. A single there once more of the last ball. Keeping the run ticking away. So 18 now with 3 overs gone. And you can see already the difference. I mean, just in contrast, Padua at the same stage at the end of 3 overs. We were on 7. And this is just all down to good, positive running and having a good understanding between each other.
Yeah, it certainly is. And you've got to remember that when you're opening the innings, you have a huge opportunity to shape the game, and you can see that happening right now as the 4th over begins. And look, it's pretty good bowling, and this is all you can do if you're Padua at this stage, is try not to give away too many runs. And that one, well, maybe slightly lacks interpretation. Don't know if there's any any pad on that one, but Rapika got away with it. Fair enough. Don't want to see too many extras. Let's see what happens next delivery.
That's hit well, and that's going to race away, I think, to the boundary, and it does. So 4 more runs. It was a little bit too short. It was down the leg side. It was there for the shot, and, well, beautifully executed. 4 more.
Yeah, and this is where not to bowl, I suppose. Shorten the legs, and this is why probably I'd have the protection. You are allowed 2 outfielders. At the moment, not being employed. I'd probably have one back there. And again, you don't want to set a field for bad bowling, but there's just that risk that if we have too many of the balls disappearing over the boundary, this game's not going to last very long at all. A lot of good comments about the wicket keeping, actually. And yeah, Sadanika. Saw her behind the stumps earlier, but at the moment, doing a good job.
And that was half a chance. That was certainly hit hard. The ball is still racing away from the fielder. Coming back for 2. That's very good running. Look how quick Pedrick was there. But we'll see this again. She certainly did give it a right old thumping. Let's watch this and watch the fielder in play here.
Again, it had to be done, but wow, imagine that. That would have been catch of the century if he'd held on to that. And Serena.
That's hit well, and that's racing away. I don't think anyone's going to catch that. That's a delightful shot. Well, that certainly is for me the shot of the day. And good use of footwork, good timing, 4 runs, beautiful shot.
Yeah, exactly, and this is the shot of the day for me. Look at this, a beautiful straight drive. Made it into a full toss as well with the good footwork, did Pedrick. And that one disappearing down the ground. Lovely bit of work. And well, tell you what, if these two stay there, it could be over before we know it.
Yeah, some nice shots. Around the ground, strong on the legs, driving well. And this time just guided that along, and that's good, isn't it? It's all about rotating. May even take the second, and she does. She's so quick between the wickets as well.
Very quick.
Certainly enjoying herself out there. And, well, another 2 to her name. She's moves into the 20s now, really. Going like the clappers here.
Yeah, and look, you can't fault the cricket intelligence of Pedrick. We saw it with the ball. She didn't pick up a wicket. She was very, very tight. And the little things she's doing, the running between the wickets. There's a bit of an edge, but she got away with it. And again, the difference is that her partner, Aurelia, was alert to it, backing up, getting through for the singles. So what I was saying before, Padua, look, every chance that they're not going to walk away with a win in this match, and that will disappoint them, as we see the end of the over. So 31 for no loss after 4. But I think that you can learn. You can learn when you lose. And I think this is going to be one of those games that they'll look at the running between the wickets in particular and think, well, look, we hit plenty of balls when it came down to it, but we didn't really cash in with runs, and they ended up putting pressure on themselves but by the way they ran between the wickets. And in the end for me, well, Sriani Fernando, I liked her intent with the running between the wickets, but you need to be on the same page. You need to bat as a team when you're out there, and that, I think, is one thing which the Padua team will take back. They'll have a long time to think about it. 6 hours on the bus back to Padua. But tell you what, a great experience for them to be able to come down here today, and also to be able to bring you this match on ECN. And Steve McVeigh also some expert comments as well, saying the running's been better, but also the technique in the shot, and this pair get in better positions to time it better. Yeah, and I think that's true. And we do appreciate you giving your input, Steve. Luke saying, well, Captain Pedrick not hanging around here. She certainly isn't. So we've got a change of bowling.
Well, that's been smashed away, hasn't it? It was really flighted delivery. I thought perhaps maybe it could have been a no ball, but dipped viciously. But, well, smashed away the leg side. That's another boundary. She really is on fire here.
Yeah, and this was, it was a new bowler, Sveta Divanjali, and immediately getting it right where it was going to be an easy put away for the batter. So 4 more runs. And that's going to take them to 35. So 16 more runs required for Roma CC women.
As So the Dinali just needs to get this outside the off stump. Can't be putting anything on the legs. Once more, that's better ball lifted, but it's been smashed away. That's coming our way. Well, back-to-back boundaries. Cuatro más. And, well, this is super batting here. And sun comes out. And as the sun's out, the shots are starting to be in play here by the captain here, Kamuda Pedrick. It is her birthday, and isn't she having fun? And it's very well played.
Yeah, certainly. That was another one. It was a pretty good shot. Now, just oh, something going on here. Rico will explain it to us.
I'm just wondering whether it's probably perhaps one of the batters there has picked up a little bit of an injury and possibly was discussing with the umpires that she may need to come off, but I think she's okay to continue at the moment. There was the captain there, Pedrick. Well, certainly she doesn't want to come off. She's
get a runner for your birthday. I don't think they're in the rules now. So
she's on 30
that's on the list
already.
Here's the next one. And played back, so
yeah. The other thing you were saying there, Vinny, about the learning process, what we have to also appreciate here, a lot of young players out there on both sides, and what a fantastic opportunity it has been for them. First of all, to be playing in this this national final here between the two top teams in Italy.
Yeah.
But it's all about learning, isn't it? And there's nothing better than being involved, playing with good players in your side. See this delivery? That's well bowled. So when you're playing with the likes of Pedrick, she's got a wealth of experience, and also the captain Chaturi of Padawa, you're going to learn the game. And they've got Prabhath also, who's in charge of the national women's team, and he's the coordinator, gets them plenty of practice and coaching. So once all of these COVID restrictions have been lifted, you see that one will be a wide ball. So once the restrictions have been lifted and these teams and these women are getting together on a regular basis, they're just going to get better and better. So yeah, this is very promising, I think, for Italian women's cricket.
Yeah, absolutely, and couldn't agree more with those sentiments. Again, the more cricket played, the more cricket shown. We've seen it already, particularly in the men's game, with what's happened over the last couple of years. So it's great to also give the opportunity in the women's game in Europe. And this is a nice comeback as well, because it was a bit of a shaky start from Divyanjali, but she's bowled a couple of good deliveries, beaten the bat a couple of times. That's what we like to see. Again, there must be a lot of nerves for these players out here for the first time. It's turned to be a beautiful day, so my prediction of the weather's come good as well, Rico. The sun's coming out beautifully. It's just a shame we don't have more matches today, really, because it's going to be a beautiful afternoon, it looks like, in Rome at the moment. Wow. So, a few more runs required for Roma CC. And let's see if they can get a wicket. I mean, they would love to. They'd hate to come all this way and not get a wicket, but at the moment it's hard to see where it'll come from. And just a reminder, we will be in Rome for this week, but then we'll be in Bologna, Venice, Milan and Brescia over the next 5 weeks. And so make sure you join us. 4 matches a day, Monday to Saturday on the European Cricket Network. And each day the game starting 7:30 AM GMT, which is 8:30 in Central Europe. It's 1 PM in India. And we've just seen, well, this is a very unselfish act from the captain. She's retired herself out to give Sharon Witanagi an opportunity to bat. And that's, to be honest, very, very, very unselfish, because, of course, not often that these players get to have the games televised. And she's made a very, very good score of 30, 31 in fact. The score is 42 after 5 overs. And retiring to give someone else a bat and an opportunity. And tell you what, talk about leadership. And I think that's actually a very nice gesture, Rico. And we'll come to that in a second. But first, we're going to have the start of the 6th over. And at this stage, only 9 runs are required for victory. Well, almost a chance. It was uppish. And Rico, what do you think about that from the captain on her birthday as well? Pedrick, you wouldn't have begrudged her staying there and hitting the winning runs for her team, but very selfless gesture.
Yeah, I think she feels that she's done enough to ensure victory for the team. It's an opportunity for some of the other players to get a chance to have a bat on what has turned out to be a beautiful afternoon here in Rome. Yeah, very unselfish, but sometimes the good leaders, that's what they do. They think about the other players in the team, and she's probably thought, well, okay, I think I've done enough to get us our hands on the trophy, which is going to be a special moment for her, and especially on her birthday. She's had a very good knock herself, scored 31, she played some lovely shots, terrific shots, and now she's saying to the rest of the team, right, okay, we are a team, it's not just about me, go on, go out there, get these winning runs.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe she's just very organised. Maybe she started popping the champagne corks. What do you think? That's a very bold move to get off, but look, it is a team game, and I suppose sometimes in this format of the game you get these particular matches where a lot of the girls worked very hard on their skills and they want to get out there and show them, and to only have two of the players bat, obviously she felt that she'd done enough and shown what she could do, so decided that it'd be only right to give someone else a go. And here she is, Tanagi. She's not going to get much of a chance to be able to score if they're whites, but yeah, certainly, just speaking of ECS Italy a moment ago, a lot of chat about those teams and players. This next one will be a wide, plus they're going to get an extra. Yeah, so EuropeanCricket.com, that's where to go if you are chasing information on those teams and players. And now we're going to have Aralia on strike, the left-hander. And she comes. Oh, and this is a good bit of bowling. And again, this is what I'd say to the Padua players. That highlight is only one ball away. That's what I often think in these one-sided games. You could take an outstanding one-handed catch here. And you look here, she's very close to a wicket. It was good bowling, good wicket keeping as well. Nice bit of work by Sadanika behind the stumps. This one has gotten away from her though. Again, good bit of keeping. It's going to go down as a wide in the end. But yeah, Rico, 5 weeks ahead, 5 different locations. Of course, the 5 winners of each of these weeks, they're going to be playing later in the year. That's the plan anyway, in a kind of a winner of winners final of ECS Italy. So I think there's a little bit of bat on this. And
well, I thought they were going to maybe go across and take the 2, which they didn't. If they had done, that would have been the match. So scores now are level.
Well, that actually, because it was a wide +1, the wide was called, and for that reason it's 2 runs.
Oh, there we go.
It is. So the Rome women, they're going to finish the victors in this contest. They are the champions of Italy, and they have cruised to 51 for 1 off 5.2 overs, and well, led in large part due to Pedrick's innings of 31 off 21 balls, and it was a wonderful effort from Roma CC women. But take nothing away from Padua. They had to put in a lot of work to this point to qualify out of their group, and they've had a long journey here, 6-hour journey today. And well, they got that exposure, and they've had 1 or 2 highlights themselves, and I liked the attitude and good sportsmanship as well between the 2 teams. We see them just congratulating each other at the moment. But it was just Roma CC's day. Despite losing the toss, they applied themselves well in the field. They didn't take too many of the chances early, but once they did and they turned the screws, they made it very hard for Padua CC to score, ultimately restricting them to only 50 runs. And in the end, they chased them down easily.
Yeah, what fantastic scenes though for the Federation of Cricket Italia. So Fabio Maravini, he'll be a very proud president, seeing that the hard works and efforts of Lorena Haas and Pravath have produced this beautiful day, a perfect day where 2 teams, 2 winners of their respective leagues have come together to play the national final. Final that was cancelled the first time round because of COVID restrictions, but they managed to get together, had the final, and it's ended up being a real masterclass performance from Roma. They were the favourites, and you could see why. Well led by the captain, and that's great scenes there. The champions in a huddle and congratulating each other, and how well they are led by Gumudu Pedera. I think she's a good leader. I had a good chat with her before, and the one thing she said to me, Pedrica, is that this is all about the teams that are available at the moment playing, the players that they have at the moment playing, but also about showing the rest of Italy that there is women's cricket. Women's cricket is coming back on the agenda, and they're going to schools and also more social clubs to try and get more young cricketers involved in playing the game. So a terrific day for Italian cricket this.
That's what it's all about, really. And we'll look, let's just go back to this second innings and chasing 51 for victory. The openers came out, and although they had the odd test or two early, there were some good deliveries, and I like the fielding of Saneri and Adara there, getting in amongst it as well. There was a couple of good shots played, and it was the authority of Gumudu Pedrick. Like I said at the innings break, I thought that it's her birthday. She wasn't going to miss out. She was going to show what she could do. And you see she was pouncing on anything short, anything on the leg side. And some of these shots are really, really nice cricket shots as well. See this one? Well, it was half a chance, just a fingernail. That's why you don't get your nails done before cricket, because it can be very dangerous. This is the one for me, though, down the wicket, making it into a full toss, and that went well past the boundary. And that, to me, was probably the shot of the day. And then apart from that, it's a slightly nervy start, you'd have to say, from Divyan Jali, but she came back and bowled a few good deliveries as well. The full tosses, they weren't the order of the day. The boundaries went early, but then she came back, and well, then a very selfless act by the captain to retire herself, brought with Nagi to the crease, and then it wasn't too long before this one was over. Put a fork in it, it's done. Rico, so in this match, the final score is 5.2 overs required, 51 for 1 for Roma women. Padua women scoring 50. And you see there on the scorecard, Pedrick 31 off 21 balls. She retired herself out so that she could give Sharon a bat. And Sharon, of course, bowled very well. And, well, as far as the bowling went, Chituri, 2 overs for 8. That was no disgrace at all. But the other bowlers just struggling to have an impact against a more experienced lineup, and Roma CC, particularly running between the wickets, I think that sent a signal that they were in control of this chase, and in the end, Padova, they never really had a chance after the strong showing from the top order of Roma.
Yeah, great knock once more from the captain, Gumudu Pedrick. She batted so well, 31 of 21 balls, including 5 boundaries, and those were very firmly hit. She's certainly shown once more why she is one of the top players here in Italy, and no doubt that with her and some of these players, some of these young players coming through as well, that the Italian national team, women's national team, is going to be a very strong outfit to contend with in the future. So well done to them. Well, she led her team well, and I think jointly Vinny will say to her, I'm no doubt she'll look back at this magnificent performance from her Roma side. We'll say to her, happy birthday, you've had a great day. Thank you for entertaining us with the bat, and congratulations. Enjoy and savour this memory, because you've led your team to a very famous victory, and you are the national women's champions.
That's right. Enjoy the moment. I would say to everyone that participated in this game as well, also the girls that didn't quite make the final 11s, but hopefully this spurs you on to keep going with your cricket and to enjoy it and to learn from the best, because there's so much happening in the world of cricket in Europe, and there's opportunities if you take up this sport. Of course, just keep practicing and learn those basics. I think that's what we saw a couple of times today, some of the inexperience, some of the basics not really happening, but it's just practicing and learning more about the game, and that's something that everyone can do. So it certainly has been a great experience here in Rome as the sunshine comes out. And I was just going to mention, going back to that first innings, I think the bowling was outstanding from Roma, giving nothing away. In fact, their most expensive bowler was Summer Wickrama, who only conceded 10 runs off her 3 overs. So, I mean, that's pretty good going. And I think that kind of strangulation of the innings in the end was the reason that this was such a low-scoring game in the end. But anyway, we're going to leave you for now. And thanks again very much for joining us today on the European Cricket Network. we do have a presentation, if you want to stick around, of the trophy to Roma CC, who are the champions. So if you'd like to stick around for that, please do. We bring it to you right here. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow from 7:30 a.m. GMT, which is 8:30 in Central Europe, it's 1 p.m. in India. For now, it's Vinny Sandu, Mr. Maximo, along with Rico Full, and we'll see you shortly on the European Cricket Network. My name is Vinny Sandhu. I'm Head of Media at European Cricket Network, and I just want to speak quickly at the beginning of your ceremony to thank you very much for the game of cricket that you put on for us today. It's wonderful for us, for the first time, to broadcast women's cricket in Italy to people all around the world. So I want to say thank you very much. And my thoughts just quickly, firstly to Padova, Kushnara and your girls, bad luck for the game. Obviously, a few things didn't go your way today, but I loved the way that you fought as a team, and particularly in the field, chasing the balls down, and you know, it wasn't easy for you today, and I liked the way that all the way through your innings you fought and you batted out your 20 overs in the end, and everyone had their role to play. So I know it was a long journey for you, and you're already winners, because to qualify out of that, I'm sure, was a difficult task. And so it's wonderful to have you today, so I want to congratulate you for your efforts. And for Roma CC, it was great getting to know some of you guys. Happy birthday, Kumudu. It's a perfect birthday present for you. But also what I would say is the slight extra experience and doing the basic things well, and cricket smarts. It's not just skills, but it's also smarts. And I think that what I would learn from a game today is when you see a couple of players, and I know I always would try to do this, is to watch them and learn from them. And I know you're a young team, and that if you stick together, that anything is possible, and keep learning. And that's what it's all about. I think it's a wonderful game, cricket, and you can have friendships that will last a lifetime. And that's what we're all about at European Cricket, is growing the game in regions where it's not traditionally played. And this is a perfect example. So this is just the first step of our journey this year in Italy. And I hope it's the first step of your cricketing journey, that you can grow as a team, form the friendships, and enjoy all the wonderful memories which cricket will bring you. So I just want to say finally, thank you very, very much. And I'm going to hand over to Kellen Pereira, who will do the presentation of the trophies. Thank you very much from everyone at European Cricket. Thank you.
Ciao a tutti, buongiorno, una bella giornata di sole. Stamattina il tempo non era il massimo, ma una bellissima giornata di sole in questo momento. E segretario generale della Federazione Cricket in questo momento, però credo che chi debba parlare realmente all'inizio è il presidente della commissione femminile, Tilini Kariwasam, che è anche un membro del Consiglio federale. Perché? Perché la federazione in questo momento sta cercando di sostenere quanto più possibile il cricket femminile, perché è importante. Fino a qualche anno fa lo facevamo, poi c'è stata un'interruzione. Credo che questo oggi sia la dimostrazione che la federazione ci crede sul cricket femminile, che ci saranno delle sorprese, diciamo, nel corso dell'anno, ma noi ci crediamo. E quindi Tilini, se vuoi aggiungere qualcosa.
Ciao a tutti, sono molto contenta di essere qua. Devo dire che finalmente si vede un po' di cricket femminile e penso che sia molto bello iniziare l'anno con la finale, vabbè, del 2020, ma dare l'inizio del 2021 con il cricket femminile. Quindi questo fa capire quanto comunque sia importante la parte femminile di questo sport. E come diceva Callum, come commissione femminile insieme a Lorena, Fabio e a Prabat puntiamo molto su tutte queste ragazze e vorremmo arrivare a fine 2021 arrivare a un nuovo livello di cricket femminile, cercando di coinvolgere più ragazze possibili, anche chi non ha magari una squadra di provenienza o un riferimento, cioè più ragazze ci sono, noi siamo felici e in qualche modo riusciamo a coinvolgerle dentro a questo movimento, che secondo me ha un grandissimo potenziale e rispetto a tante altre cose. e quindi secondo me tutte insieme possiamo farcela. Volevo dirvi di essere molto fiere di voi perché siete state tutte molto molto brave e ovviamente come prima cosa dovete ringraziare voi stesse, ma poi anche i vostri allenatori, perché è anche grazie a loro che siamo qui e quindi niente, imparate tanto dai vostri allenatori e niente, e that's all.
Grazie, grazie. No, non scappare, resta qua. Quindi, stavo dicendo, prima di iniziare la presentazione, ovviamente il grazie mio è personale. Io ovviamente curo la parte tecnica in federazione, faccio sì che tutto quello che il Consiglio federale, il Presidente e le commissioni propongono vengano realizzate. Quindi in questo momento coordino tutte queste attività. Quello che vi posso dire è che la nazionale italiana ritornerà in campo quest'anno al 99%, Covid permettendo, che giocheremo in Italia con altre 2 nazionali a luglio-agosto. C'è il gruppo di lavoro che lo sta facendo e organizzeremo dei T20 contro altre squadre. Questo di nuovo a dimostrazione che ci crediamo e vogliamo sì che il cricket femminile cresca. Andrei quindi a questo punto sulla presentazione dei trofei. Purtroppo in situazione di Covid non posso toccare niente, non vi posso né stringere la mano, però chiederei ad ognuno dei partecipanti di venire a prendersi la medaglia con il capitano per ultimo. Ok? Quindi se posso avere intanto il Padova con il capitano per ultimo. Di qua. Questo qua. Brava. Well done. Brava. 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 A questo punto, dopo aver dato la medaglia per seconda classificata, volevo anche ricordare che il campionato si è svolto con altre 4 squadre, le 6 squadre erano divise in 2 gironi, girone nord e girone centro, quindi credo che un applauso vada dato anche alle altre 2 squadre, il Lucca e il Royal Padova, e poi anche al Kent Lanka e al Neptunia, quindi credo un applauso vada fatto a tutte quante. Poi io ricevo, come ho detto, io riseguo ordini che mi vengono dati, non entro nel merito delle cose, quindi mi è stato dato un elenco di nomi a cui andranno dei premi speciali. E il primo premio speciale
Best Batsman a Kumudu.
Best Batsman Kumudu della Roma. Dove sto? Cappegan, Palini. Sì, girati, facciamo la foto.
invece il premio di Best Bowler va a Nimesha, sempre della Roma. Poi il premio di Best Keeper va a Rashini Lianaghe. Non so. Padova. E infine il premio per Best Fielder va a Nadishani, Roma.
No, dopo. A questo punto procederei con la premiazione, ci sono 3 coppe ovviamente, procederei con, se posso avere la Roma che viene avanti per ritirare le medaglie, con il capitano per ultimo. Quindi campione d'Italia 2020, la Roma. Qua. Buongiorno, brava. Pesdiciani. Sì. Ah, Misticiani. Capitano. Mhm. Allora, prima di consegnare le coppe, volevo dire che questa è stata la partita numero 263 della stagione 2020, che è stata giocata in Italia. L'anno scorso anno abbiamo giocato 262 partite, credo che sia un numero molto molto grande per il cricket in Italia. Nonostante il Covid, vorrei ricordare che abbiamo dovuto cancellare anche dei campionati, ma che comunque abbiamo giocato 262 partite. questa doveva essere l'ultima della stagione ma non ci siamo riusciti, quindi è la 263 del 2020 e da domani inizieranno le prime partite del 2021. L'obiettivo è quello di aumentare il numero di partite giocate, aumentare la qualità del cricket giocato in Italia, e questo può essere fatto soltanto grazie a diverse cose: ai giocatori, agli allenatori, come ha detto Tilini, a tutte le persone che organizzano. Ieri qua non c'era niente, ok? Io ieri mattina sono venuto qua alle 10 e c'era un gruppo stupendo di persone, che sono questi ragazzi che vedete con il frattino giallo, che sono i ragazzi della Roma Cricket che hanno messo su tutto questo, quindi credo che un grazie vada a loro. Credo che anche un grazie particolare e che serva per migliorare il cricket, ed è una cosa senza il quale non si può fare a meno, e che sono un elemento chiave della partita di cricket, siano gli arbitri. Quindi un grazie a Silvio e ai suoi ragazzi, Shanaka, Suleiman, grazie tantissimo. Quindi se posso avere per il momento la squadra del Padova che si mette qua dietro e il capitano che viene davanti. Padova, squadra dietro. Quindi Padova Cricket Club, seconda classificata del campionato italiano 2020 femminile. Facciamo poi la foto, là ragazze, poi la rifacciamo, andiamo di qua. A questo punto ci sono due coppe da dare, che sono ovviamente alla Roma Cricket perché campione d'Italia 2020 femminile, ma c'è anche il premio della miglior giocatrice che va a
Kumudu.
questo. Kumudu resta pure qua, ragazze della Roma, quindi Roma campione d'Italia 2020 femminile, la Roma Cricket.
Scusate con l'allenatore.
Ok, vi stringete? No, tenete le coppe in mano.
Coppe in mano, coppe in mano.
Non si possono, non si devono stringere.
No.
Coppa in mano. Coppa in mano.
Oh.
Ok, mi guardate? Grazie.
Grazie a tutti, grazie, complimenti alla Roma.
Come on. Ah sì, presidente.
Grazie a tutti. Allora ragazze, se possiamo fare, togliamo un tavolo, togliamo questo tavolo, che facciamo la foto del Padova. Miggan, oh, kagam. This